seconds. 6. The clock running. 4, 3, 2, 1. This will be the play of the game for the SPC Championship. Blakeney rolls. He fires end zone. It's up for grabs. It's gone. Touchdown. They'll get it this time. Once again, Massey with the same, almost the same play, and he's into the secondary, and he could take it. Inside the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown Concord.
Third round coming up, and here goes Graham again in the middle, and he could take it all the way. He's behind the secondary. 30, 20, 10, touchdown Concord. Key third down players, Sloop coming down the line. He'll keep it, cuts it upfield, breaks it into the secondary, and can they catch him? Benny Russell, the last man. Touchdown Concord. 2nd and 7, 1 set, and Ryan Herlocker grabs the ball away. Here goes Herlocker down the sidelines, and he might take it the distance. Touchdown Concord. At 15, Nick Maddox up the middle. Nick Maddox in the end zone. This to win the conference title from 32 yards out.
Hit the upright. It hit the upright and went through, I think.
He's going to pass it this time. Slant Allison inside 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Marr with all kind of time. Now it breaks down. He'll have to, and he fumbles the football. Concord will pick it up, and this will count. Coming in and going in for a touchdown will be Reggie Lee. Franklin going for it all. Deep pattern. Complete. Touchdown Wonders. Metro Channel 7 presents the high school football game of the week. Tonight from Bailey Stadium in Concord, it's the Concord Spiders taking on the A. O'Brien Wonders of Kannapolis and the annual renewal for the Battle of the Bell. Hi everyone, along with Woody Kane, Randy Whitley, and the tradition abounds here 73 times. Concord a narrow lead, 36-32. There have been 4 ties in this one.
I'm just glad we're going to be here for the final one. This is our last game on Metro 7, and it's been a thrill over the years to be a part of this game.
Well, the rivalry, they open the gates 2.5 hours before game time, and people are running to get seats.
We've always seen that. It's like the running of the bulls in Spain when they throw open the gates, only now the security's a little tighter. But this is going to be a great game, Randy. It always is. Kannapolis comes in at 1-2, but they've had 2 one-point losses. Concord comes in undefeated. It's going to be a great ball game.
Well, obviously, a lot of emotion whenever you play this game. At the beginning, the middle of the year, for years, this game maybe decided a conference championship. I know during the 90s, it seemed like it came down between these two teams.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of that in our teaser open there before we actually started, but it always does seem to come down to something big, and that's something unusual about this game, Randy. Everybody knows who the stars are, but somebody we don't expect almost always steps up and makes a key play to decide the game.
See, he was talking on Headliners, they're talking about goosebumps, although neither one of us went to either high school, still get that electricity when you step onto the field right before one of these games.
You really do. You can feel it when you walk in the stadium.
Hey, we broke out the football ties, too. Well, as is tradition in our opening of the Concord Kannapolis football game, we're going to call on the defending champions of this series to ring that bell. Go ahead, girls. Back at Bailey Stadium, a gorgeous night for intra-county high school football game, the longest in the state of North Carolina. It's 73rd year, as we said, as we look down. The team's still getting ready in their preparations. We had a chance earlier also to talk to the coaches and some of the assistant coaches. We sent Steve Gant to the field, and these were the comments.
Thanks, Randy. We're here with Wonders coach Jeremy Ryan. Jeremy, I don't have to tell you, probably the biggest game of the season.
Well, this is the whole reason you do this. I mean, you work all year for a game like this, and it's a great atmosphere. I'm just privileged to be a part of it.
Well, atmosphere is a key word. There'll probably be 12, maybe 15,000 people here tonight. A great night for football.
I just hope the fire marshal isn't here. That's all.
Yeah, you know, you guys are coming into this thing off to a slow start. You're at Concord's home turf. They're off to a great start. What can we expect or look for?
Big play is going to be the difference. Big plays down the field, maybe a back-breaking one, or maybe even somebody fumbling it, defense picking it up and scoring. Things that we're trying to prevent or make happen depending on the situation.
Jeremy, a lot of people, you know, they looking at the records and they probably overlooking the fact that you guys have played a tough schedule so far in the early season. One of the things you guys talked about in the headliners this past Wednesday night is Jamel Weeks. What's the status?
Jamil has rehabbed diligently. He's going to see some time tonight, but he's probably not going to start.
Okay, give us, I know, we played a game for a reason, but bottom line, what's it going to take?
It's going to take extra effort. It's going to take doing the little things, your assignment, and simple fundamental things, blocking and tackling and catching and throwing and protecting the ball and things you teach from day one.
Jeremy, we'll let you get back to work. Thanks for talking to us and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, Randy, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Steve. That is the Kannapolis sideline. What is the pulse of the Concord Spiders? Well, we sent Steve Gant field side also. These were the comments.
Thanks again, Randy. The guy to my left needs no introduction. He's E. Smith, head coach of the Concord Spiders. Z, it don't get any bigger, any better than this.
Steve, it's a great rivalry. We said all along it's one of the greatest in the nation, not just in the state of North Carolina, but in the nation. You know, when you've been playing 73 consecutive years, something must be going right. Had a great opportunity to interview with Bob Boswell before the game. Bob and I go way back to the early 80s when we coached against each other. They have a fine coach now in Ron Massey who has done a super job. Of course, you can't go without saying about Bruce Harden, what Bruce did for the A.L. Brown program. So we got our hands full tonight. You know, I got everybody back here pulling against me.
You know, it's you guys are off to a great start this season. Of course, A.L. Brown, I talked to Jeremy Ryan about it. Their record's no indication of what kind of team they have. They've played a pretty good schedule so far this year.
They really have. The two teams they lost to are excellent football teams, and they lost by 1 point. Said on headliners earlier, you know, they're 4 points from being undefeated, just like we are. So, I think what comes about tonight, kicking game's going to be a big factor. Both of us have good punters and good kickers, and they're going to start, if they kick off, they can start you in the hole because their kicker's such a great kickoff person, and they have a lot of distance with their extra points or their field goals. You know, what we've got to do is maintain ball control, run the clock down, try to keep the ball out of their hands. They're very explosive.
You know, it's it's the Bell game. It's the Concord Kannapolis game. Enough has been said about it. You know, it's time to go out there and play. What can we expect? What can we look for?
We're just going to come out and play Concord football. We're going to try to play good hard-nosed defense, work on field position, try to move the ball up and down the field, take opportunity for a break, hope to minimize our mistakes, capitalize on theirs, cut down on our penalties, and not give up a big play.
Coach Smith, we'll let you get to work. Thanks for talking to us, and thanks for the hospitality.
Appreciate it, Steve. Appreciate you covering Concord football one more time.
There you go. Thank you, sir. Okay, Randy, back to you.
Okay, good job, Steve, and good to see Steve back on the sidelines there, and he's looking younger, I think, than he did several weeks ago.
That's the line to get in.
One of those lines, anyway.
Yeah.
That's something added different here, the Spiders. Let's take a look at some of the keys that we think to tonight's contest.
Well, you just heard Coach Smith talking about it, the kicking game. Garrett Sherrill, explosive for Kannapolis. We saw him in the South Moran game drive several deep into the end zone, Randy, long range as well. Concord, meanwhile, has had Tobin Herlocker handling the kickoffs. He kind of hurt his foot a little bit and didn't kick 2 games ago very much, so they've been going for 2 a lot lately, Randy. I think the kicking game might be a big factor tonight. Next is mistakes. You heard both coaches talking about that on headliners. Coach Smith said if his team is below 100 yards in penalties, he'll feel good about it. Ron Massey talked about turnovers and penalties as well for his team, so that's going to be big tonight. And finally, we've got running quarterbacks. We know what a strong runner Brendan Franklin is for Kannapolis. He's almost like having an extra running back in your backfield. We saw Tommy Beecher, meanwhile, go on the bootleg quite a few times against Mount Pleasant last week. He runs more when he has to. Franklin is more a part of his natural game, so what yardage they pick up there will just benefit their teams.
And we've always going to use this cliche for the last time, throw the records out the window. It's Concord, Kannapolis. The pageantry is here, the electricity is here, and we're about ready to play it on the field. Back in just a minute. Back at Bailey Stadium, the co-captains for tonight's game, along with the seniors from Concord, will beat the co-captains at the center of the field for Kannapolis. The referee tonight is Robert Adden. Let's go there right now.
Guys, introduce yourselves. Shake hands. Okay, guys, fellow officials, Mr. Nimmons, Mr. Guyon, Mr. Wallace, Mr. Bean, Mr. Gapiro's on the clock. Guys, I'm going to call you white, I'm going to call you black. Got a penalty, I'll call for the captains. I'll explain your options. If you don't understand, let me know. I'll repeat. Once you make a choice, we got to go with it, okay? Guys, y'all are the captains of your teams. Keep your players under control. If we have to, it's 15 yards. Let's have good sportsmanship from everybody. Players, coaches, fans, and everybody. Okay, you're the visitor. I got a coin. That's a head, that's a tail. What do you want? Heads. Heads. He calls the heads. It's a tail. You want the toss. You want the ball? Yes, sir. You want to defend the clock. So you turn your back that way. You turn your that way. Black will receive at this end. Okay, guys, shake hands. Let's have a good game.
Concord with their high-powered offense will get their hands on offense to start this game. The Spiders, that traditional black and gold. Kannapolis with their away white and green pants. And let's take a look at the offensive line and how Concord will start this game.
Well, they've been a solid bunch for this team, a strong returning group. Shoe the biggest at 6'3" and 275 pounds of that Concord front five. As we look at the backs and receivers, Tommy Beecher almost 700 yards passing already. Randy Ardonius Gibson, 4 touchdowns in the last 2 games, filling in for the injured Richard Williams, and Alec Lockovich has caught a touchdown pass in each of Concord's 4 games. And as we flip it over and look at the A.L. Brown defensive line, you notice they're missing Jamil Weeks there. They say he will see some action, but will not start tonight. Look at the biggest of those guys at 200. Check it, Jamil Weeks will be out, and we've got Hemphill in for him. Then as we flip it over and look at the secondary, a lot of seniors in that backfield. Guys like Garber, captains there. You got Baker, a senior. Allsbrooks, a senior. Fisher, a senior. A lot of experience back there for Kannapolis.
Fans on their feet, 2003 style. Battle for the bell was Garrett Sherrill, number 88, to kick it underway. The 6'4", 170-pound junior sets it down, and boy, what kind of excitement. You couldn't ask for much better atmosphere, and I would rather be nowhere else than doing the Concord Kannapolis game.
Yeah, this kid here is fun to watch, Randy.
He can boom it. This one a hard one to field at about the 5-yard line. Trying to get outside, 15, 20. This is Mulligan, and he shows you some athleticism as the Wonders crunch him out of bounds in front of the Spider bench. But Concord's offense will set up shop in good shape at their own 33-yard line. There you see Tommy Beecher.
Watch the stiff arm here. Taryn Fisher will come up number 3, and Mulligan will just push him away. Boy, right in the face mask, too, wasn't it?
Hey, the stiff arm's coming back.
Yeah.
I thought it was a lost art there for a minute. Talked about Tommy Beecher last year. He did not start this game, but he started the second half, and really what he hasn't looked back.
Really hasn't, Randy. He's 9-2 as a starter now for Concord. 685 yards and 9 touchdowns this season.
They set him down from the power I formation, a tight formation, and the tight end going nowhere, met and stood up the line of scrimmage. Kannapolis in there, looked like Herlocker, was met by Lee Garver. So is he coming out, without Cawthon and without Gibson? He said, let's go with Tobin in the backfield. He's normally a linebacker.
Well, and they said they didn't want to use him back there so much. Coach Smith did, because he needed him to be fresh on defense.
Well, the first series, you're going to be fresh on offense as well, right?
Yeah.
Swat to the left this time, second down and long, and once again Herlocker will be banged down after a couple up near maybe the 35-yard line. Something Concord didn't want to put themselves in early in this game, 3rd and long.
But they have a very fine quarterback, Randy, as we mentioned, almost as we watch the play again. Watch the line push here. Boy, it was the player from behind who caught him, and Randy, that looked like coming through there was Travis Howie, number 54. There you see one of the many, many signs all across the stadium. They really get into it, don't they?
They sure do. They break the formation to go with the shotgun. Ardonius Gibson in the backfield. He'll get the little flare pass. Oh, my goodness. Andrew Baker got Gibson, and let's hope everybody's okay. Better check for fillings.
Baker almost got there before the ball did, Randy.
He had
One
a
more
chance
step.
at a pick, yeah.
Watch this. Oh my goodness, what a jolt. Remember, who was it a few years ago that lost a tooth?
Andre Allison.
Oh yeah.
They were looking for it at halftime. They found one of them, I think.
And he didn't want to leave. They had to make him get an ambulance.
Oh, mercy. Beecher stays in the punt. Pressure coming. Beecher gets off a Butte. This is Peoples on the run at the 32. Gets in one good block, cuts it to the outside, and will be ridden out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Josh Russell, not Peoples. Both are so quick, it's kind of hard to see the blur on the back, which is their number usually.
Yeah, and 5 and 6 are awful close when they're moving like that. Here we go. Take a look at him again. Well, he had to wait a long time on that one to come down, didn't he?
Beecher with a great kick.
Looked like Mulligan was the guy who got him. Mulligan has become quite the special teams ace for Concord, returning kicks and then making big tackles on the other side.
Here's the guys can run an offense pretty well. Brandon Franklin, number 9, sets him up out of the shotgun. Now they'll bring the tight end in motion and go straight up the middle. This is Peoples, and he'll get about 5 out to the 46-yard line. While we have a moment, maybe we're going to check those lineups.
77, Chris Friday made the stop for Concord.
Well,
Pick up on the play.
we won't. Instead, we'll talk about the tackle. It was Chris Friday who made that tackle. There's E.Z. Smith. And one thing that Coach Ron Massey was telling us on Headliners, Randy, from looking at the films he's seen, is nobody has really been able to run on Concord this year. And that's something he was really concerned about.
Franklin gets it out to Russell, his favorite target. He'll be short in the first down up at midfield. Now we'll take a look at the starting lineups. Here's the Wake-Annapolis' line looks offensively.
Well, senior dominated Randy Coffin, the biggest there at 6'4", 320 pounds. As we flip it over then and look at the backs and receivers, Peoples over 300 yards so far in 3 games. Russell over 300 yards receiving in 3 games so far. Ligon, the biggest of those guys there for Concord at 225. Linebackers and defensive backs. Kevin Walters had a big game a week ago. Aldridge, 2 interceptions in the last 2 games.
On third down, they'll pitch to Peoples. He's got the corner. He's got the first down. And it gets it turned and out of bounds, but a flag behind the play. Probably didn't have any bearing on what Peoples was going to do, and that'll drive the coach crazy.
Looks like it's going to come back, Randy, but pretty good execution that time. We'll see what the penalty is, but the Wonders had drawn everything toward the middle there, and the pitch, Peoples was able to use his speed to beat the one guy there.
Peoples with 306 yards and 3 touchdowns entering tonight's game. Now keep in mind, these are 3-game figures.
Right.
The figures we give you for Concord, they played 4 games, so 300, that's 100 yards a game for Peoples. That's not bad.
And it's going to be the hold against the Wonders.
It's from the point of infraction, so they move it back to about the Wonder 44-yard line. We played a little over 3 minutes of this game. First possession for Kannapolis. No score, and now they face third down and a long 7.
And you see Brandon Franklin's trying to direct traffic there.
He was trying to send a man in motion. Now pressure coming. He lets it go. The receiver fell down, and that one almost intercepted.
Boy, very close.
Number 4, Jamie Talbert, who's got a couple of picks this year, played it as good as you could play it.
And I want to tell you something else, Randy. His favorite receiver, Franklin's favorite receiver, Josh Russell, had gotten behind the defense on that. When he came in motion after Franklin was trying to direct him, and he got behind the defense, but Franklin was looking to the right all the way.
And of course, had somebody was in his face too, right when he let it go. That has a lot to do when you start feeling the breath of those big linemen coming in at you. Punting time for the Wonders. Line drive kick will be fielded, and there will be a return. Not much of one, as finally the Wonders will drag Justin Roberts down there first on the coverage. Mulligan gets it back to about the 30-yard line.
Well, so far, just jabs in a kicking game.
Right.
No knockout punches.
No knockouts. No knockouts. You know, you just got to stick and move, feel the opponent out, and both teams playing it next to best.
However, back to our keys, the one mistake already has kept Kannapolis out of a first down situation.
Exactly. They'll line it with 1, 2, 3 wide receivers this time for Beecher. He's still directing traffic. He said, I want everybody over here on one side.
Both quarterbacks having to direct traffic here early.
Trips to the top this time. And guess what? They go to the running back. Slide steps 1 tackle. They push him forward for about 3 yards. That's Ardonius Gibson. He and Cawthon sharing time at that tailback slot.
Gibson's really done a good job at this spot, filling in for Richard Williams. Watch him run through the tackle there and pick up a few extra yards, Randy. And 2 touchdowns in each of the last 2 games for Gibson. He's done a good job. But Williams is here tonight. He's on crutches on the sidelines over there. And, boy, you know he really wants to play.
Now, the good news is he will play next year. He's only a junior. Gain of 3 that time. We'll call it 4, 2nd and 6. Little pass to the tight end. That's Vlahovic, and he has been the big money man. That's his 9th catch of the year. He's got 4 touchdowns to go away with it. And when you get a high school team using that tight end effectively like that, it's...
Watch him here, just right over the middle. A little seam in there he finds. And, boy, he's such a big guy. He got... I don't know, about, 4 more yards after that, dragging people.
Those big tight ends, they're bigger than some of those, a lot bigger than those defensive backs, and sometimes bigger than the linebackers. 7.5 minutes to go, opening period. No score, and Spiders with their initial first down of the game at the 46. Oh, wide open, up the middle. Here's Gibson to the Wonder 41-yard line. Ryan Query on the tackle, but Gibson just burned him on that play behind that huge offensive line.
Team there, Randy. Nobody touches him until way downfield. He had all kinds of room. A nice job by that Concord front 5.
Interesting situation. Gibson and Cawthon right at 200 yards rushing, splitting time, and then they have Beecher, who's got about 100 yards rushing, but he picks his spots. First down and 10. They mark it at the Wonder 42-yard line. Beecher going to the air. Single coverage. Complete. What a catch. He hauled it in. Balin Monroe with some good hands at the 17-yard line.
Randy, I think Beecher set that up with a little hand signal right before the snap. That was a little nod from Monroe. He broke like he was going inside, then turned it downfield, and a nice placement of that ball by Tommy Beecher. I think he checked that at the line of scrimmage and saw something there.
Beecher has only missed on 19 passes this year. 39 of 58, only 1 pick, 9 touchdowns, and almost 700 yards in the air. Man, oh man, he's getting it done.
Yeah.
First down from the 17 to the right side. They try to look for some room, and it's there. Around the corner, inside the 10, inside the 5 goes Gibson.
Boy, Randy, there was just an outstanding block at the line of scrimmage there. See if we can pick up who made it to get him to turn the corner.
They're going to say he went out of bounds at the 9.
It was Rooks, looked like number 55, who made an excellent block right at the corner there to get him around.
Gain of about 8. Spiders in the red zone and threatening. 5:35 left, first period. It is 2nd and 2. Beecher on the bootleg. The ball is loose. Nobody's seen it yet. Now Kannapolis picks it up. One of the defensive linemen. Here we go the other way. It's big number 99, the guy who started, I believe, for weeks.
And I think that 99 is Trey Hemphill.
I believe you're right. That is Hemphill. Watch this. Beecher, I don't think saw the guy.
No,
that's just they just came in here and stripped it.
And the guy who reached up in there was Travis Howie. He knocked it out with his hand. Well, there's the mistake we talked about, coming back to nip at the Spiders.
Oh, there was a penalty, I think, for a block in the back against Kannapolis, but if you're Coach Massey, we got the football. That's the most important thing.
That's the big news. What a nice bit of work in there by Travis Howie. Not just looking for the tackle, but recognizing where the ball is and being able to reach in there and pull that thing out. Just knocked it right out of Beecher's hand.
Well, it seemed like that ball was on the ground for about 5 minutes, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. They were trying to wrestle Tommy down and didn't see the ball getting away.
Hemphill going, what's that? It looks like a football. I think I'll go pick it up. He drew a crowd in a hurry, didn't he?
Yeah, he was dreaming of being on one of those highlight reels running all the way down the field.
Glare in his eyes as he passes the press box. Oh! Hey, look at this. Franklin keeps it. Cuts to the outside, gets a block. Cuts to the inside and a great open field tackle. May have saved a touchdown. Kiwanis Robinson. You got to hit a big guy like that low, or he won't go down.
That looked like a judo move or something, Randy, the way but man, Franklin just really fooled everybody that time. And watch him here, Randy. Watch him come through. This is what the defense sees. He just kind of snuck through. Nobody realized he had the ball until the hole opened.
Yeah, the secondary guys were going, wait a minute.
Whoa! That is a judo takedown.
You don't... That's the only way you can bring a guy like that down, when he's got a full head of steam. From the 41-yard line of Concord, slant pass is going to be complete. This is Butler, and got about 5, depending on where they spot his forward progress. Spiders swarming on defense, led by Chris Friday.
Well, we've seen all 3 of our keys so far, Randy.
Yeah, the special teams have done well, and then the mistake.
Yeah, the fumble, and then look at this run after the catch. You're desperately trying to get away. And we've seen the running quarterbacks. We've seen the nice run by Franklin just a moment ago, and there's Tommy Beecher.
Franklin with 475 yards passing coming in, and Peoples trying to get away. Flags are down. Peoples sneaks into about the 34-yard line, but probably will come back. Franklin has 3 rushing touchdowns on the year as we wait the call from referee Robert Adden, excuse me. Illegal procedure. That'll cost them the 5 they got on the first down play.
So 2 penalties, 15 yards worth for the Wonders, and the big turnover for the Spiders so far.
We talked about Beecher coming in into the second half. Did Franklin have, well, he came in and replaced, after the first game of the year, replaced Drew Marr, who had broken his leg.
Yep.
15 of 19, 250 yards and 4 touchdowns. Did he have about as perfect game as you could have?
Yeah, and it was, every moment of it was exciting too. He's just an electric kind of player. Coach Massey said he may not be the best passer in the world, the best runner in the world, or the best this or that, but he's all those things, and he's a winner, is what Coach Massey keeps saying about him.
Right now, they got it 2nd and 9, just out to the 40-yard line. Franklin to the air, and it is going to be complete near a first down. On the little crossing pattern was Butler with his 2nd catch of the night. He's doubled it. Jamie Talbert on the coverage for the Spiders as we go to 4:50 left, opening period.
Well, this thing has some zip on it, Randy. Look at that. That's about as pretty as you can throw a ball right there. And Coach Smith told us after the Mount Pleasant game last week that they had some lapses that allowed some of those big touchdown passes, and that was a concern for him coming in this week.
First down and 10. Peoples. Well, he's under there, believe it or not. He got a couple of yards. Looked like Taylor on the tackle. Had a chance to meet Taylor Colson's dad before the game started. Nice guy.
Here we go. Watch 78. Pow. That's a big old kid there, Randy.
He latches on you, not going to get away.
No.
Those are vice grips that just latched onto your ankle.
That's about like trying to drive when you have a truck on your back or something, isn't it?
Well, this is a couple of weeks trying to nail Jello to a tree. That's hard too. Franklin forced out of the pocket, eludes a couple of guys, and lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. That guy is a scrambler, but obviously Concord did the job defensively in the secondary, number 1, and then they got some pressure in the backfield.
That's the key, Randy. He looked right the whole way. He wants to go over here to Russell. Nothing there, and one of the Spiders broke through. Looked like it was Taylor Colson who broke through there and kind of flushed Franklin out.
And on 3rd and long, they don't have far to go to the sidelines here. That ball on that far hash mark to get a play. He thought it was interesting. He and Josh Russell, number 5, the number 1 receiver, are both over there. So you think they could be teaming up here again?
We'll see.
3rd down and 9 at the 30. Play fake. Franklin time going long to the back. And he caught it, but he was out of the end zone.
Boy, he sure did, Randy. He had gotten behind Aldridge there.
If that had been the end zone 12 yards deep, it would have been 6.
You could almost hear him yelling at the ball, come down, come down. Because he really had some room. Nice play action here. Nice tight spiral downfield by Russell, or rather by Franklin, but a little too long.
That was 6 on number 6.
Wow, Randy, how about this now? 46-yard field goal coming up.
Hey, anything to get, if you get a scoring opportunity, you don't want to let it pass. So they got to feel and say, well, we can't do much better if we pinned them. Sherrill, we know, has got the leg from the right hash mark to try to break in on top of this game. Kick is up. Long enough?
Nope.
Just to the right. I think it would have been close if it had been on the line, but a good effort by Sherrill. And the Spiders dodge a bullet. just like Kannapolis dodged a bullet.
But Randy, I'll tell you, that's what really shows the confidence Coach Massey has in a kicking game. You will not often see a high school football coach say, yeah, let's go for it on a 46-yard field goal. Yeah, that shows you what kind of strong legs Sherrill has, and Coach Massey knows it, and he knows he's got a weapon there.
And there's no wind tonight. We want to add that. If it had the wind to his back, that might have been a different story. Spiders will take over at the 20. Same as a touchback, basically, to kick it in the end zone on the punt. So what did they have to lose? Beecher with one setback. And that will be the call. And maybe a yard. Scrambling for maybe another. Out to the 22 is Gibson.
Yeah, that was some fine effort there, Randy, because they could easily have had him for a 2 or 3 yard loss on that play. They wrapped their arms around him a couple of steps into the backfield here. Couldn't quite get him down, and he turns it into a short game.
2.5 minutes to go in the first period. No score. Spiders on 2nd down and 8. The 22. Beecher looking to his right. Now forced out of the pocket. Flags are down. Beecher goes down at about the line of scrimmage. Who got him from behind? Looked like number 90 for the Wonders. That was Micah Gray, the defensive lineman. But
He's coming back anyhow.
yeah, they're gonna take the yardage, I would think. You play for a little field position, try to get a break. Concord, just like when they looked like they were, I mean, they had all the momentum in the world.
Take a look again, and let's see if we can pick up the hold here. Oh, right there, right there.
Well, that was
It was 54 for Kannapolis trying to break through Travis Howie. Couldn't see who had him wrapped up, but you could see the flag go right at him.
he held him down pretty good.
Yeah.
4 down faces, a 2nd and 22.
It'll be 2nd down and 22 yards. When they break the huddle, the ball with the penalty all the way back at about the 7-yard line. Beecher Company going the wrong way right now. Out of the gun. Beecher with some pressure. Throws, it's complete up to the 17-yard line, maybe the 18, depending on the progress. Coming back for the football was Balin Monroe. That's 2 good catches he made tonight. Alex Cobert.
Number 3, Taryn Fisher made the tackle on the
Yeah, the tackle on that play. Check it out again here. Beecher in some trouble.
yard. Will move the ball up to the
It was Taryn Fisher.
Yeah, Taryn Fisher on the coverage. My fault, Randy, but you see Beecher there darn near had a safety on him and was able to find Monroe. Those two have quite the rapport going now, don't they?
Somebody for Kannapolis had a hold of the belt buckle, didn't they?
Yeah.
They were hanging on.
If he'd have waited a beat longer, that would have been 2 points.
Now they got a realistic chance on 3rd down and 11. Pressure coming backside. Beecher didn't see it. Good gracious, he's lucky to hold on to the football. Lee Garber, who gets better each and every game, showed you that time. He was untouched.
Yeah, and as you said, Randy, Beecher never saw him. You're right. He was lucky to hold on. Look, he's coming from the bottom here. Never sees him.
I think he filled him right at the last minute, able to tuck it away.
Yeah.
So Beecher will stand at the Spider goal line to punt it away. Kannapolis should get fantastic field position here out of this exchange. They show 8 men on the line of scrimmage. What a kick. Oh, man. Wow. Watches it bounce over his head, and that's all he can do. Down at the Wonder 39-yard line.
Randy, that's about a 55-yarder. He crushed it. Wow.
Actually, he got 60 yards, but from the line of scrimmage. Yeah, you're right. It's over 50. No return. That's good for your average, Woody.
Yeah, that's a nice kick under pressure situation. A couple of the Wonders got really close to that one, and Beecher knew he had to get a big one there.
Peoples was backed up, says he just looked over the thing, bounced 10 yards, so past it.
He looked like an outfielder watching a home run.
Wonders break the huddle. They'll show 3 wide receivers with a single setback. And it will be that single setback. Peoples out to the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. Covered up by a bunch of black shirts, namely number 77 over there on defense.
Like Alec Walters got into it as well, along with Friday. And there you see Franklin getting the signal from the Wonder coaches.
Right now he's having a little problem with the earpiece there. It was like that. He can't get it snapped.
He's looking for something. hope that's not a contact lens or something down
Oh,
there.
my goodness. Well, that's a needle in a haystack. He's going to get a little extra time, though, because the end of the quarter. We'll be back for the second period in just a minute from Bailey Stadium. Back at Bailey Stadium, ready for period number 2 as Kannapolis will line it up. They've got second down coming up at their own 43-yard line. Woody Kane will be back in a minute. He's going down to the Concord stands. They're tossing out Spider footballs and Spider t-shirts. So
I got to get me one. It's a souvenir.
yeah.
Oh, he dropped it.
He's going to pick it up and try to make the best of things. Got back maybe to the line of scrimmage. Concord waiting, namely likes of Jeremy Ligon.
Well, that one kind of just disintegrated at the beginning, Randy. When the ball got on the ground, it threw everything a beat off, and Franklin was just trying to salvage something.
So
Watch
bring
it here.
down third down coming up. Out of the shotgun. Franklin with time, going deep, and overthrown. Had a couple of receivers down at about the 15-20-yard line and could not hook up to that man, Jonathan Peoples.
Trying to hook up to him, and on the coverage back there looked like Blair Troutman. You saw there what kind of cannon Brandon Franklin has.
And he didn't even throw that one hard.
Yeah, he can wait a while and throw it. So far, they can't run under it.
So far you can't run under. Ain't there a song by that name?
Yeah.
So high you can't jump up.
You know, Coach Smith, Randy, was telling us. Coach Smith was telling us that one of the things he always thought about in this game was defense, and that's what you're seeing tonight so far.
Wobbly punt. Mulligan gets it on one hop, kind of like the shortstop, and will be returned. Gets about 10 yards upfield, up near the 31-yard line. Justin Roberts on the coverage for the Wonders on the special teams. Just underway here, a little over 11 minutes to go before halftime.
You know, everybody always comes into these games talking about the offensive stars over the years. I mean, you had guys like Nick Maddox and Jimmy Hitchcock and Jay Graham and on and on and on. But these teams are always in contention, always a factor around the region because they play defense well.
Coach, I know Coach Harden always used to say, defense wins championships.
Yeah, a lot of coaches are believers in that.
Yeah, he had won a couple. Oh my goodness, they got Beecher from behind. It was Travis Howie who fought off his block and just sheer determination there, Woody.
That looked like a big old tree falling over on Tommy Beecher standing back there. Watch this. He didn't have time to do much of anything. Boy, he just split the defenders there, did Howie. That's a fine play, Randy.
Saw a little bit more quickness there from that young man than he turned on the Jets when
Well, he got to rest last week. They had a week off, so
That's right,
he picked
yeah.
up a 10th.
That makes a difference in a 100-lapper, I guess. Loss of 4. Back to the 27-yard line. From the I formation, now trying to get outside, unable to. That almost close to being a late call there.
Yeah, Coffin got away from the initial wave, Randy, but the second stanza collected him before he could turn that into anything. Watch him sidestep it right here, and then here comes the next wave.
And then 99 on there just for good measure. Came pretty close to drawing the yellow.
That was and stay down.
Well, he was already. Spiders face it third down and long now. Right at their 28-yard line.
Rashad Lee coming out here just at the end of the play late for the Wonders. Now he's set.
Beecher, hands off the backfield, trying to get to the outside. That's something right now the Concord running backs unable to do on Kannapolis. They're getting them before they get underway as Coffin really bottled up that series.
What you're seeing is a great job by that Kannapolis defensive front, Randy. Look at all this penetration right here. Look at all the white jerseys in the Concord backfield. Can't have that if you're going to be running the ball.
Talking about a couple of weeks to prepare. I believe they watched a lot of films the last 2 weeks.
Probably came here live and watched Concord last week too, since they didn't play.
Josh Russell standing back at about the Wonder 40 off the foot of Beecher, and another textbook kick. 33-yard line. And he says, well, I'm just going to take one. That's all you got to do.
He thought he was going to run wide left out there, Randy, and he looked up, and Chris Friday was standing there like a brick wall, and that slowed him up just because he didn't want to have to run into him.
Then he looked right, then he looked up the middle, and then he looked left again, and like Friday was going to disappear, well, he didn't. Actually, some more help arrived by then, and he just took one, a one-yard return on the punt.
He who hesitates is lost. Look at big old Sherman Coughlin there, Randy, number 73. If you're a running back, you'd like to get behind that guy and follow him downfield.
We saw Sherman leading the blocking downfield at the South Carolina the first game of the season, and
Yeah, he was 20 or 30 yards downfield looking for somebody to hit.
good gracious. Maybe a yard. That's about it for Peoples. And look at another big guy, number 78.
Kegler.
Yeah. Good gracious.
Watch him come through here, Randy, 78. He's having a big game already, too. He's made a couple of nice plays just as People was about to make his cut and go.
Glad to be calling the game. I'm glad I ain't playing because I don't want nobody like that falling on me.
No.
8.5 minutes to go in the first half. Play fake. Across the middle, complete. First down wonders into Concord territory to the 45-yard line. Butler, they're covering up Russell pretty good. Jamie Tower on the stop in the secondary. So Butler's caught 3 big balls here in this first half.
And a nice job out there pulling to set up that little screen area. Stephen McDonald, not a screen pass, but he set up the pocket outside the normal zone there and did a good job to give Russell some time to wait on that one to develop.
The advantage of a mobile quarterback, indeed.
He's not just a guy who gets away every now and then. He's a weapon as a runner.
First down at the Spider 45. Oh, lateral out in the flat and around the corner, down the sidelines. Here's Peoples, brought down. They jersey tackle him out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
Guarantee you that's something they've been working on in practice, Randy. As you mentioned, this is actually a lateral, not a pass. If it gets away, it's a live ball. But they see something here that they can get around. They must have picked this up watching the films. And look at him just turn on the jets here.
And got around Herlocker initially, and then
Finally,
clear sailing.
yeah, finally dragging him down was Talbert at the end. That's the biggest play of the game so far.
I got to say, he stepped out of bounds at the 20. Nonetheless, a 25-yard gain for Kannapolis. Here is the fake to the fullback, and Franklin just wiggles for about 5 yards. And a late flag coming on down in the Kannapolis backfield. Not sure what that's all about. Got to be a personal foul of some kind, that ball foul.
Yeah, because it was well after the whistles had blown.
The officials discussing it. And Robert Adden is
Got a Snickers?
will be here for a while. Adden is going to say,
Wow. I'm surprised, Randy. That flag came in well after the play. Maybe it got stuck in his pocket and he was really trying to get it the whole time.
the official had a false start.
Yeah.
I mean, the play was over with. Here comes
Watch,
the
let's see when the flag comes out here.
Here's the fake to the fullback. Now Franklin goes in. Okay.
Now it's illegal procedure.
Well, the referee can do what he wants to.
Yeah,
It's a
he's got
charge.
the white hat. That's right.
Costs us 5 yards. So negate the 5-yard gain and now make it 1st and 15. Just over 7 to go, first half. Franklin trying to draw him in on the screen, and it's picked up. And fumbled, and I believe Concord got it back. That's bizarre.
That ball hit him right in the face mask, Randy, and he had to pick it off out of there. Wow.
Concord will get it, getting up off the bottom of the pile.
Is it 64, Randy? I think it is. I think it's Jeremy Liggett who got that. He was back there defending that screen, and the ball came right to him, and he had to pick it off his uniform. Watch it roll.
It was tipped initially. Let's see. Yep, there's the tip.
Boy, that's a nice bit of concentration there to hang on to that thing.
And then he fumbles it forward. Chris Friday tipped it initially.
So the turnovers are even now.
Well, Franklin had it set up perfectly. You want to draw these guys in, but you got to remember, arc the ball a little high. These are bigger guys than when you and I were high school age.
How big, Randy, are those two nice punts by Beecher now to keep that field position and make Kannapolis have to use a few extra plays?
Z's got to talk to his offense. Spiders have called timeout. 7:22 to go in the first half. No score. between Kannapolis and Concord. Welcome back to Concord High School Bailey Stadium, and this is the place to be in the state of North Carolina tonight as the battle for the bell is underway here. And after the turnover, Spiders have it first down and 10. Beecher with time going deep, and Monroe can't haul it in. Had a step there to the sidelines and almost came up with his third big catch of the day. Andre Robinson on the coverage for the Wonder secondary.
But Beecher had nice protection that time, Randy. He had time to wait for his receiver to get well downfield, and that wasn't the case the last series.
Well, we've got a turnover apiece here. A pick that almost went into the face mask of the guy who picked it off. If it sticks, it's still an interception, right?
That's right. You can run downfield and not even have to use your hands.
Then you could double stiff arm somebody. I never thought about that.
All right, stop it.
2nd and 10. Beecher pumps once, now goes deep, and Mulligan. Apparently they like this pattern. They've tried it 2 times in a row.
They may have started off with jabs, Randy, but they're throwing haymakers at each other now. They might not have connected, but they're throwing the big punches now. Both teams are.
Well, who was that said it might be the defensive struggle? 7:09 to go first half. I don't see any points up there, do you?
Nope. Well, you know, it's something that programs, not good teams, but programs are built around good defense, and both these teams have been good defensively for years and years.
Here's a defensive stand for the Wonders. They like what they see here. 3rd and 10. Concord will not go to the pass. They'll go to the pitch around the left side. There's 5, and there's 10, and then some.
My goodness, Randy, what a great block out there by Ben Robinson, who pulled out to lead that thing down the field. He punished one of the linebackers or secondary players for the Wonders, and I mean, that just looked like a car running into something. Watch 65 here pulling out and leading this thing. Bang!
Best run from scrimmage tonight for Cawthon, so he may be off the marks.
I'll tell you, that block by Robinson, Randy, was worth an extra 8 yards.
Squarely at midfield, maybe to the Spider side of the 50.
Remember the Rain Bowl game where all this was just a big old mud pit?
We were worried about people making tackles that didn't come up.
Yeah, both teams scored like 40 points a game, and it was a 5-0 one in the end.
And nobody drowned, so we got out alive. Wonders with a good stand there, a loss of 5 on the play.
And Andrew Baker led that one, Randy. He did a nice job to fight off a block and get through it.
Cawthon might be hurt. It looks like he's come down on his hand or the wrist area there, so he's going to stay on the sidelines. Trainer's trying to get over there.
Here, let's check it out again. Watch Baker. He'll fight off a block right there and come through. Herlarker was lead. Look at Coach Smith almost got taken out in that one. He had
a quick first step, though.
I guarantee you.
After his 24th year of coaching here at Concord. 2nd down and 15. Back it to the 45 of the Spiders. Now they're going to send the whole team over to the far side as pass receivers here. It looks like. They're all on that one side. Beecher's looking that way. And he's going to run it. And gets back to penalty yardage. They lost. Back to midfield. Tackled by 44 for the Wonders.
Lee Garber again. One of the captains making a fine play. And this is what we talked about with Beecher, Randy. He's not as prolific a runner as Franklin, but when he does, he's very effective at it. You see him there. He's got some nice moves. We saw him really take advantage of Mount Pleasant on some bootlegs last week, and here he gets that 5 yards back and makes it a reasonable 3rd down try.
3rd and 10 coming up.
If somebody would have told you it'd be nothing deep into the 2nd quarter, would you believe them?
Yeah, because it's Concord Kannapolis. Anything can happen, right?
Yeah.
Beecher with time zings it.
Wow.
I don't know if
Randy, if Laird had caught that, it would have carried him up into the stands. It pulled the paint off his helmet going by. It was moving so fast.
Jerry Rice would have let that one go, probably.
Yeah, Laird thinks he should have caught it the way he's acted there, but my goodness, Randy, that would have pulled his fingers off his hands.
Talk about some major stick-up. You're not allowed to put that on your hands anymore. Lester Hayes couldn't have caught that and back in the days of the sod all over his hand.
Yeah. There's Russell back deep, and so far the punting has been excellent by Beecher.
No pressure. And once again, this one, top one, end over end. hits and will take a spider roll and go down at about the 14-yard line. I remember the old days of Lester Hayes when he came off the sidelines, especially in the second half. He was 10 pounds heavier because he had all the grass all over his uniform. You know, everything stuck to it.
Yeah.
And then they outlawed it.
Well, let's see what the Kannapolis offense has in store coming out here, Randy. We have seen both teams trying to get deep with their receivers on the last couple of series.
Kannapolis attempted a 41-yard field goal here in the first half, coming up just shy. Concord with a golden scoring opportunity in the first period. Had it, first or second and 2 at about the 6-yard line, only to fumble it. And then Kannapolis last possession with the interception. Crossing pattern, complete and wide open. This guy's dangerous when he's out there in the open field. Out to the 28-yard line goes Russell. Chris Friday finally knocked him off his feet.
Well, this is a screen that takes a long time to develop. You want to get some guys downfield and then send Russell from the sidelines back toward the middle. Watch how long Franklin has to wait on this thing to develop, and he's got people breathing down his neck. You see Russell coming in from the side of your picture there after things had cleared out when they took 2 other guys downfield deeper.
Russell, obviously his leading receiver on the team, had 18 catches through 3 games and caught 4 touchdown passes. He's got Peoples back there. He's got a pretty good set of hands as well. And Butler, the man in motion. Three Peoples off the right side, looking for a little block, got the seam, and out across the 35 to the 37. So a good pickup on first down if you're the Wonder offensive coordinators.
Jeremy Ligon made the stop that time, Randy, as Peoples starts to get by. Watch 64 kind of reach out at the last minute and grab him right there and pull him. Boy, he almost got the ball out of there.
Anything. We've seen one strip tonight of the ball.
Yeah.
Seen one interception with a face guard. We've seen it all. Out of the gun, Franklin with time airs it out. Oh, what a great play! Batted away at the last minute. That guy made some recovery time indeed. Chris Aldridge.
And he's been playing exceptional, Randy. An interception in each of the last 2 games.
That secondary is being tested tonight. Look at this.
Boy, our guy's right on the ball there that time in a fine play. Coach Smith talks about Aldridge being sneaky fast. He's faster than people think he is, and he has some good recovery speed.
William Preston, the intended receiver, number 20. There you see him splitting out to the top of your picture. So it's now 3rd down and 2.
Look at big old Chris Friday standing there.
He's waiting, isn't he? Hey, that's Franklin's fault there. He's more upset with himself than anybody else. He should have zigged when they should have zagged. So guess what? The special teams gets to come on and do their thing. They're getting more airtime here in the first half than anybody.
Yeah, these teams have really been prolific in putting some points on the board, Randy. We saw, in the first game with Kannapolis, they got way behind to South Rand and came storming back at the end to send it into overtime, and they've shown that they can put up points.
We talked about Beatrice Pond. This guy's not too shabby. Andrew Mead. Pretty versatile athlete. Gets off a good kick. Angles it away from Mulligan, and all he can do is let it roll and roll, and now he's touched it. Now you asked for it. At the 10-yard line. Got out of the first wave. Gets out of the second wave. Comes to the sidelines, and it's he and the kicker and a few guys chasing him.
Hey, Brandon Franklin was back there in on it, Randy, but a lot of times when that ball squirts away from the receiver back there, it makes a big difference. It disrupts the coverage, and they can't get down there in their normal lanes, and he gets by the first one, and then it's off to the races. Mulligan might be that guy we always talk about, the unsung hero who kind of steps up. Watch him here. Everybody's yelling, no, don't pick it up. Look at those moves.
Yeah, here he is. You see the guys chasing. The kicker was the only thing left, and then there's Franklin.
Yeah.
Back, he's playing center field.
This is the best start of the night for Concord field position-wise, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. And they still have 4:05 to go here in the first half, so plenty of time to try to get something on the board. This won't work. Somebody lined up in the wrong position on the line.
I don't think they had the right side covered. Nobody was up at the line of scrimmage, were they? Nobody was covering up the tight end, I think. But they're saying it's against Kannapolis.
But Kannapolis did get that line of neutrality there. That imaginary line that's, sometimes it's broken. kind of like white lines on a highway.
You know, we talked about the mistakes, Randy, and Coach Smith talked about the penalty situation and being concerned about it for his team. So far, 1 penalty for 15 yards for the Spiders, 5 penalties for 50 yards for Kannapolis.
On 1st and 5, they'll get the first down and then some. Antonius Gibson starting to heat it up in the backfield for the Spiders.
Looked like Taron Fisher had him wrapped up early, Randy, but he just got away. Check it out here. Watch number 3. Grab him here.
Well, he was just along for the ride. He
Yeah.
had him wrapped up. He was just...
Aaron Curry finally gets him down there.
1st and 10 Spiders.
And now the officials are taking a timeout. Is there an equipment problem for one of the Wonders, I believe?
Got to get those snaps on. Got to get everybody
Your attention, please, with Chris Jones. Please report to the base of the press box.
Interesting thing this year, this is the first time this season that both bands have wore the unis.
Yeah.
So, gonna get to see 2 great bands coming up here at halftime. Gibson tries to slant outside. The Wonders stack him up. They're waiting. Garver leading the way along with Andrew Baker, another leader on this defensive unit, number 21.
Well, that's just a fine play. They had, you're right, Randy, 2 Wonders right in front of Gibson. Look at it.
Yeah, Baker was the first one, Garver second, and then some reinforcements.
That's one of those that seemed like a good idea at the time.
If you can get away from those 2 guys, life would be a lot easier.
Now they got another equipment problem out there. One of the Spiders, A.J. Shue, was having to get a helmet adjustment.
2nd down to 10, 34-yard line. Single set behind Beecher. Looking, pumps once, now goes deep and overthrown. Had a receiver on the move, and that was Eric Laird, who first time I think they've thrown his way tonight.
Well, they tried that other one that was the one that had all the mustard on it. Remember, that was
right.
also the Laird. Tommy Beecher, though, took a shot at the end of that play, Randy. He was flat on his back by the time that ball got downfield.
3rd down.
Be sure to check out their booth in the main ticket stage or go online at sportsoulmedia.com.
2:43 left, first half. Laird, along with Monroe, will split to the top. And let's see who else is over there. That'll be Beecher in that area, rolling. Now protection breaks down, and Beecher saw everybody was covered and just took one at about the 36-yard line, a loss of a couple of yards, Woody.
Looked like Jeremy Dry might have been the first guy there. They tried to roll him out, but nothing doing.
We've got a timeout, 2:25 to go, first half, no score. Back in just a minute. Back at Bandley Stadium, we just saw a killer of a punt. Tommy Beecher nails the Wonders inside the 5, at the 3-yard line, and that is the way you draw it up on the blackboard.
Well, maybe not from the other side, Randy. Josh Russell made a fair catch there, and he was only 3 yards away. Had he let that go, it almost certainly would have gotten into the end zone, but...
Well, the rule always says inside the 10, you let it go.
He was inside the 5 and still got it. Well, he just lost track of where he was. There's Coach Massey.
Don't you think somebody on that Wonder coaching sideline will probably remind him of that fact?
Yeah. Like Coach Massey had some real nice words on the other night for us on Headliners and really appreciated that. And it's been a pleasure to get to know him over the years, too.
Play fake out of the end zone, 8 yards deep. Here's the pass, and he had a guy, and he turned around. That was Jonathan Peoples. He was like, had to do a 360 to try to catch up with that.
I think Jonathan mistimed his jump, but I think there's a flag down back here, too, Randy. Even had he timed it right, he probably wouldn't have been able to come down in bounds with it.
I think a lot of people misunderstand, you know, you see the coaches, but you're talking about Coach Massey as we get the signal from there's illegal procedure. Well, one thing about it, they can't penalize them much, and Concord says, we're going to take them down. Minute and 48 seconds to go. We've got a couple of timeouts. Maybe we can get field position here. There on the sidelines is the ankle injury. Actually, tape being applied to the right ankle. Tommy Beecher. Did not see him twisted. You know, when
he said he got hit on that last pass, but
when the quarterback gets hit every play, it seems like, you know, you're going to have some bumps and bruises, so they're going to ice that one down. Hopefully, it'll be okay. There's Brandon Franklin trying to break it out, and he got about 8.
Finally, I think it was Taylor Colson who got him at the end of that play.
Yeah, Coach Massey, you hear people as we watch the play again with Franklin talk about, oh man, you know this and that. I tell you what, class guy. And there was nice words run, and
he was nice to us even when we first met him over at Kings Mountain. Remember that?
Oh yeah. So and Easy Smith.
Oh yeah.
2 great ambassadors to high school football. Out to the 15, 17-yard line. It'll be enough to keep the Sticks moving up the sidelines.
And we talked about what a dangerous weapon he is, Randy. Not just running after things break down, but running by design. He's a strong guy. He can run through some tackles. He is almost like having an extra tailback.
Kannapolis with time, not in any hurry. They just wanted to get out of the off the 3-yard line.
7th first down for the Wonders there.
Franklin out of the shotgun, zips it out there through the fingertips of Butler. Butler says, "What was that? It went by."
I think he felt Romar Kegler, number 72, charging in there.
I was checking. It was throwing to Josh Russell. Russell usually catches those.
I think Franklin had to put a little bit of extra mustard on that one to get it out of there quickly because Kegler was storming right up the middle.
Well, if you're Concord defense, you don't want to let the guys beat you deep here with now 54 seconds to go in the first half.
Kannapolis has missed on 5 straight passes now, says our stat man Steve Gant, who counts these things.
Yeah, well, that's what he's supposed to do. Butler in motion. Franklin hands off. Peoples just trying to get something there and got a couple.
And big old Quez Kegler, he just grabbed him and sat down. And that was the end of the play, yeah. I'm not going to worry about picking you up and throwing you out. I just latch a hold and sit down, and that'll end the play.
With 3rd down coming up, Z says, we want to reserve our time here. It shows 42.5 seconds to go.
Watch 78 at the end. Now just grab him. Now I just sit down. That'll end the play. I don't care how many people are on the other side. This one's over.
If Concord can stop them here on this play, they'll call timeout immediately, and they'll get the ball back.
And Beecher has shown he's got the arm to get downfield. In fact, so far, both quarterbacks have been leading their receivers a little bit too much.
And he's talking about their kicking game. Well, we're going to see. Get field goal range, go for it.
Well, you know, this is just about as expected as anything else, as you mentioned, Randy. These teams coming in here putting up a lot of points. Concord averaging, almost 40 a game. And nothing here almost at the end of the first half.
Kannapolis scored 42 against North. They scored, 19 against a good Eastern Randolph team, and then put up, 36 in overtime against South. So they could put some up on the board, too. Franklin on 3rd and 10. Zips it upfield and too low. I think he was going to make sure the only guy who was going to catch it was that man, number 16, Butler.
I think it almost got Coach Massey over there.
Yeah, for his tops don't count, though.
He's standing right over there. I think he was the guy that knocked it down. Well, now let's see, Randy, with 37 ticks.
Well, if you're the defense of Concord, do you set back for the return the way Mulligan can bring it back? Or do you send everybody in this kitchen sink here and try to block this thing?
They got 2 guys back here to block.
They're going to rush pretty hard with the ends. And there's the Oscar performance. No flag, though. It will go out of bounds at the Spider 47. They'll get pretty good field position, but that was a great acting job down there by the Kannapolis punter.
Did they get a hand on it, though?
No. They just kind of rolled. That wasn't no. I wouldn't have called a flag if I'd have been back there. I mean, if it had been a guy that had been punting for 4 years and he was the veteran,
well, it's a pretty nice recovery considering it bounced back there to him,
Yeah.
Well, let's see, 53 yards away for Concord.
27.2 to go. You get a couple of outs here. Get a first down. That will stop the clock as they set up, move the chains. And the key play is this one. How much they can get on first down. Kind of went with the intermediate pass and just underthrown.
Looking for Darius Coffin there, and he couldn't slam on the brakes quick enough.
Darius says, okay, what's the play? Okay, I'm going to stay in here.
Concord has now missed on 6 straight passes, so both teams are trying for the home run ball and coming up a little empty here.
I believe the defenses are winning a little bit in the trenches right now on both sides.
Looks that way, doesn't it?
23 seconds to go. Second down and 10 in a scoreless game here at Bailey Stadium. Don't forget 2 great bands for you at halftime. On the delayed run, nothing new. Loss back to the 42-yard line, and with that, Kannapolis, I believe.
Well, Travis Howie again. The clock stopped, 15.5 to go.
Yeah, Kannapolis will get whistled for the timeout.
So they may take another crack at it here. E.Z. Smith's going to come out and talk to his team. I want to remind the folks viewing us at home, Randy, to stay tuned at the very end of the game. Jim Love has put together kind of a look back through the years at our football production efforts. We've been doing it for, 22 years or so now. This is my 10th Bell game on the air, and you've been doing it longer than that.
This is my 20th year. This is kind of like Pat Summerall and Johnny Madden for us, guy.
I wouldn't go quite that far, but folks want to stay tuned at the very end of the game after the coaches' interviews and all. We got a special segment that Jim Love put together. There's the booth.
Yeah, the booth.
There's our man Steve Gant back, making those stats for us again.
And I think we got everybody in it except one of the camera guys, our senior intern, Rob Stuck. We didn't get a chance to.
Well, there's Rob, our senior intern, and Lanny Nunn beside him. Look at Rob. He's going to pump you up.
The Hulk has come out.
Yeah, we tried, but couldn't work out a last-minute deal with Rob's agent to let him be in that clip.
Yeah.
So
it's a
stay
situation
tuned at the end.
Rob says he doesn't do the Hulk, and he definitely doesn't turn green without some special compensation. So it's tied up. I don't know. Quick toss on 3rd down and 13, and Coffin hit on the ground and a late flag. Looked like Justin Roberts, who's had a pretty good first half here tonight for the Wonders defense, on the tackle.
Did he indicate personal foul there? Yeah.
Well, that's going to be assessed.
Face mask.
Okay. That will be a 15-yarder, and that...
Oh, you got him stopped.
Yep.
And then the penalty, that is now 6 penalties for 65 yards for the Wonders.
So it was 3rd and 13 before they even ran the play. Gained about 2. But anyway, the 15 yards will give Concord an automatic first down at the 40-yard line. Just outside the 40. So you 9.1 seconds to go. You beat your go end zone.
Yeah, you may have a crack at 2 plays here. Check it out again. See if we can pick up the face mask at the end. Oh, yeah, sure was.
Yeah, they stop in a hurry when you grab a hole like that.
Yeah.
They move the chains and signal the ball ready, and we are ready to go. Wind the clock. Beecher back to pass. Going out to Mulligan, and he can't hold it. Well, he's going to have a good shot now. 2.4 seconds left.
I think maybe they were hoping to get that one down around the 30 somewhere, Randy, and take a nice shot at the end zone here.
Had to get out of bounds quickly. Don't know if Mulligan had hauled it in. He could have got out of bounds in another 2.5 seconds, but from there it would have been about a 40. Well, actually, it would have been about a 46-yard field goal attempt.
Well, we saw Kannapolis try one of those.
Well, you know what Beecher's going to do? Send everybody plus anybody who looks like a receiver. One guy in the backfield block. Here comes the Wonders. Beecher going deep, and it's incomplete. Man, oh man. Laird almost caught that thing, Woody.
And there was double coverage back there, Randy. That was awful close. I wonder if that grazed his fingertips as it went by.
It was as if you're a defensive back for Kannapolis, probably too close for comfort. An exciting first half. A defensive struggle indeed, and nothing has been decided in the 2003 version of Kannapolis and Concord. Stay with us. Halftime coming up. Once again, 2 great halftime performances by Concord and Kannapolis, the marching bands, and that's worth the price of admission in itself here. Just a few minutes away from the second half kickoff, which Kannapolis will get on offense, and no score, by the way, here at halftime. Let's take a look at some numbers. Pretty close, Woody.
Yeah, a little bit more on the ground for Kannapolis. Only only the 28 yards rushing for Concord, a little bit of a surprise there. But you see the turnovers were key to both teams. And look at the penalty yardage Kannapolis has piled up here in the first half, 6 for 65. Only one penalty for Concord at half. Coach Smith told us he'd be happy if they kept it below 100 yards.
Each turnover led to really stalling a potential scoring drive out for both teams.
And as a matter of fact, we've got those turnovers to take a look at for you now. As we review our keys to the game, the kicking game is one we talked about. We saw Tommy Beecher with a couple of good punts, spectacular punts really, that kept Kannapolis out of excellent field position that they were expecting. The mistakes, one turnover for each team, the big penalty yardage so far in the first half for Kannapolis. The running quarterbacks, we saw Beecher on a nice little keeper there. We also saw a lot of carries for Brandon Franklin in that first half.
And pretty much next to best, I guess. The kicking game, obviously, special teams will play a big part here as we look at this is the first half fumble for Concord.
Yeah, and you saw right there at the beginning of that play, Travis Howie poked it loose, and then running downfield is Trey Hemphill, who's filling in for Jamil Weeks. And here's going to be the interception on a little screen. And I'm still trying to pick up who that was that came out of there with it. We know Ligon came out with it at the end, but he got the fumble.
Just couldn't pick his number up. So, as we said, Kannapolis will get the ball first here in the second half and see what kind of game of adjustments both coaches. I guess you play from the first half to get to the second half. That's the one that really matters. Is it next to the best? As Kannapolis still warming up, I think they've given each team a few more minutes here because of the lengthy halftime. As Concord's hitting the field. But it looks like that running game, as you see Steve Smith and some of his comrades.
Yeah. He's having a good time, Randy. And, you know, he still gets into these bell games after all these years, really enjoys them. There's Coach Massey coming out now.
Coach Massey said, on Headliners, he says, I never believed it until I became part of it. And he grew up in a hurry. I mean, instead of being just a casual fan, he's the head coach. What a way to step into the fire.
Yeah. You ought to at least get to come watch it once before you get tossed right into the middle of it.
Well, when he was at Kings Mountain, he didn't have a chance to watch it. He had to play Kannapolis. He got a chance to see it from the visitor side several times when they came down in '97 in, what was it, the state semifinals, and walked away, went back to Kings Mountain. That was the year, Nick Maddox and the Wonders went on to win the state championship.
I remind the folks at home again to stay tuned to the end of our program. After the coaches' interviews and our stats and all, Jim Love's put together a nice look back over the years at our football coverage.
And some of the guys have a few more hairs than they had a few years.
I guarantee you there's one picture of me in there that's got a lot more hair. And you'll be able to see Steve Gant in a plaid suit. So that's worth the wait.
That's back when he was trying out for the Johnny Carson show, I believe.
He looked like Herb Tarlick from WKRP.
I really didn't know turkeys could fly, did you? The big guy. And, the days of leisure suits are over.
So they say.
That's going to be Culbreth. Fraser Culbreth to kick it for the Concord Spiders here. Russell and Peoples are deep. And at the 20-yard line, taking it on the fly. And a good return across the 40 to the 42-yard line goes Peoples. Boy, he is just a blur when he gets full speed.
One of the Spiders a little slow to get up. I think it was the guy who made the tackle, Kevin Walters, number 23. He's going to stay in on defense here, but a little slow to get up after that play.
Kevin Walters, of course, the son of a guy who used to help us do some sideline reporting here years ago, Robert Waldo Walters, who's done a great job as one of the assistants here at Concord. Here's Franklin tied up, but strong enough to get a couple of yards out of what normally would be a loss.
I think Taylor Colson was the first guy back there who got a hand on him. Randy Franklin, 8 out of 15 for 79 yards passing in that first half, and the one interception on the screen that we saw.
They're going to give him a yard on the play, out to the 43-yard line.
Boy, it looked like he took just a wicked hit at the end of that thing.
He's, 215 pounds?
Yeah, he's not a small quarterback.
That's your prototype for sure. They'll send Russell in motion, fake, and give it to Russell on the end around, and he's got room. He's got speed, breaks another tackle, and will get out of bounds in front of the Kannapolis bench in Spider territory near the 42.
Tobin Herlocker got in the backfield and had a shot at him, but the speed of Russell, watch him run by as Herlocker comes through and dives. Just outran him here, and then Robinson looked like got him turned enough to get him out of bounds.
A simple play there. It's called the end around, right? Gain of 15 yards on the play. Just underway here. First minute of action in the second half in a scoreless ball game. Peoples trying to get outside. And there's the whistle. He'll get a couple. Near the 40.
Well, he just kept bouncing and looking and bouncing and looking and just couldn't find much of a seam there at all.
One of the hardest things to do on either of these defenses is run wide. They will string you out all the way to the sidelines and usually don't gain very much.
They're going to give him about 2 yards.
This game may come down to some kind of trickery before it's over with. Wonders moving the ball well here to start this drive here in the second half. 2nd and 8 from the 40. Franklin drops the ball, picks it up. Now he's in trouble. Spiders pinning back at the 46-yard line.
By the time he could pick it up, Jeremy Ligon was there, and then charging in too was Romar Kegler, number 72. Watch him here. He drops it, picks it up, and now he's looking right into the teeth of it. And look at all the black shirts.
4 shirts right there. And they're going to call a official's timeout. I think Franklin's got to get refitted there. It may have tore his. Not sure he's getting the headgear on right.
He's ready.
He might play without a helmet.
Well, you know, Randy, it seems like neither team can really get a 3rd and short.
No, it's not 3rd and short now. It's 3rd and 15. Rolling to buy some time. Franklin going deep, looking for Peoples. Incomplete.
What a great defensive play back there by Robinson, Randy.
And he didn't hurt himself as he come down right on his rear end.
Right on his pad. How about that? Stride for stride back there with him, though, Randy, was Robinson. Watch 43 get a hand on it right at the end. Perfect pass. Just was able to reach in there and get it loose.
Almost picked, almost complete. At any rate, it'll be 4th down. Meade to punt. There he is. And Mulligan, a dangerous return man. We saw that in the first half. A one-hopper, and Meade got to get it out quickly. Oh, he touched it at the 5-yard line. He's got to pick it up and get out of it, and the Wonders will pin him down near the 10-yard line. He kind of had trouble in the first half, but almost brought it back the distance.
He got away with that once, but not the second time.
That was in no man's land. You're right there at about the 10-yard line. He was standing back at the 5. So Concord, not great field position to start their first drive in the second half. Easy Smith on the sidelines, urging his troops on.
Well, there's Beecher, and it looks like that ankle's okay, huh?
Yeah, they got some ice on it, and 20-25 minutes here. It makes a difference. Probably retaped it. He's ready to go. And, you know, other than the bone showing,
he's going to come back, yeah.
You're not going to keep him out of this game. 3 receivers to the right of your screen. They'll go to the 1 setback, and he's going to be pinned for a loss. Wonders are waiting. They're trying to push him back toward the goal line, but progress will be stopped back at about the 5-yard line.
Looked like Jimmy Gonzalez, number 85, was the first guy back there.
Kannapolis has pretty much shut down the Concord running game tonight.
Yeah, they really see how they pushed the lineman back into the backfield there, and he had to spend all his time trying to get around that before he could even think about looking upfield.
Gonzalez, a 215-pound senior, showed some experience on that play. Loss of 5 to the 5. Now you're running back the tailbacks 2 yards in the end zone. You'll get it, try to get some room for the Spiders out to about the 8, maybe the 9-yard line.
It's starting to feel like the field position war is turning more and more in Kannapolis' favor here. With that interception, Concord got it turned around a little bit there in the second quarter, but it seems like most of the first half was spent in Concord territory.
Between Beecher and Meade, I mean, It's like a tennis volley. Back and forth, back and forth. Third down, a long 10. Beecher loses the snap from center. And fortunately for he and the Spiders, able to get back on it.
Guy who got him down at the end of that, but Beecher fortunate to get that one back. Take a look at it again here. Well, it landed on the foot of one of his linemen too, so it could have even gone further.
And he was the first guy who knew it was loose, so he knew kind of in the vicinity where to look for it before those big linemen. Beecher now 5 yards deep in the end zone. Oh, that one almost blocked. Kannapolis almost got a hold of it. And it takes a great Spider roll. Goes, I think it's going to be touched at about the 45-yard line.
Well, Beecher's done a great job when his offense has been backed up there with some strong punts to get him out of it.
So there's the second drive of the 40-yard plus variety on the field. The Kannapolis started to drive here in the second half. I think they started, the first drive at their own 41, 42. So field position, as you said, starting to favor the Wonders.
How many times can you ask your defense, though, to stand up to that? Both defenses have been doing a great job so far, as evidenced by the scoreboard, but
Kannapolis on the field. They've got the play call, no huddle is the case, and now there's the little ladder in the backfield. People's hemmed in, says, I'm going to just try to get what I can at about a yard, maybe. Now, I don't really think he got back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it.
I remember in the first half, Randy, that thing picked up about 25 yards. This time, Concord diagnosed it well and was ready.
And that is a live ball.
Watch this.
That's a lateral, folks. That's not a pass.
There's Herlocker. There's Robinson, and here come the rest of them.
Haven't mentioned Tobin's name very much. It's not because he hasn't been, maybe not on a lot of tackles, but he's been in and around the football, turning people in. Quick toss, big side of the field. Wonders looking for some blocking around the curve, and got about, well, actually, Peoples got about 4 on his own there. Midfield, maybe the Spider 49.
For a moment, though, Randy, it looked like it was going to be a much bigger gain than that, but looked like getting back into the backfield. Let's see if it was Talbert who comes back here. Yeah, right there, and just got him slowed up enough until help arrived.
I'll tell you what, there was some help in front of him. Buster 245, Sherman Coughlin 320. 71 and 73, they were pulling over there, and that's a load in front. That's a comforting feeling if you're a running back to know you got that kind of load in front of you. Third down and 5. Franklin cuts it upfield. Has the first down to the Spider 38-yard line before Blair Troutman hit him.
And Coughlin just cleared somebody out on the left side over there and just pushed that whole thing back.
That was Franklin all the way there, Woody. You could tell.
Yeah.
They'd run him wide a couple of times, and now you give the quarterback, give your another offensive threat running back, just call his number. The thing about it is he doesn't have to hand off to anybody.
Yeah, such an extra dimension the Wonders have.
Ball drop, picked up. Franklin will go deep. Looking for Butler. Incomplete.
Boy, he didn't know whether to stop or speed up, and is one of the...
Jamie Talbert shaken up. I think he got hit the ground pretty hard, maybe rolled over.
He's grabbing at his ankle. Hopefully he's going to be okay.
Talbert defending on the play.
Take a look at it again. To drop the ball. We've seen this several times, Randy, and he still sees that it's open down here. But I think at the end, it was just a little bit of trouble adjusting to it by the receiver down there. He couldn't decide whether to speed up or slow down, and he kind of tricked himself.
The keeper.
He's in there, we promise.
A couple yards.
Jonathan Peoples trying to help him out in there, trying to pull guys off of him.
Oh, we saw that play call one time this year where the lineman eyed the runner. It's going to be 3rd and long. Right at the Spider 35-yard line. Looking across the far way, some people coming to the game. Maybe they're just not getting to the game.
It's a late arriving crowd.
5 minutes to go in the third period. No score. Wonders face 3rd down and 7 at the Spider 35-yard line. Now a personnel adjustment here, moving some folks over to the correct side. Franklin's ready, looking that way. Out of the backfield, trying to hit Butler. He's got him, and it's going to be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Spiders waiting on those little flare passes out. Maybe take a tad too long, and Concord with their quickness and lateral pursuit able to.
Yeah, watch it charging up here. Is this Talbert, number 4? Yeah, it is. Almost got him down himself, and that slowed him up enough to break the play up. But they tried a 46-yarder earlier. I don't know that they'll try a 52-yarder.
Yeah, 4th down and 7. Kevin Walters finished him off on that last tackle.
But they are going to go. The Concord crowd and the Kannapolis crowd stand up.
They give it to people, no fake to Peoples. Franklin all day to throw over the middle, not down. A great defensive play. That looked to be Aldridge again.
And he's mad at himself, Randy, that he didn't pick that thing off. He was coming across the middle and got there in real good shape, but just couldn't quite hang on to it. I think the pass was a little bit behind the receiver. Check it out again. Nice ball fake. He almost had that, Randy. That was darn close. He's upset at himself.
Well, actually, his team probably got better field position by knocking it down. They'll take over now at their own 35-yard line. Round number 2 in the second half of the Spider offense. 3:54 left, third period. The way this game's going, you're not going to get many more opportunities. So you hope something breaks here. Quick toss. And look at there. The Wonder defense is there and waiting. Nowhere to go. He just really can't even get around even hope to get around the corner. Cawthon and now I think on one of the
Trey
Wonders.
Hemphill was limping there a little bit, Randy, number 99, and he's gonna come out now. The Wonders will send Aaron Curry in to replace him.
And he was the replacement for Jamil Weeks, so this is now you're going to be your third string guy or third player at this position.
And look at the push here. Look at all the green jerseys or white jerseys back there. They're just doing the job up front, Randy, and just pushing that Concord offensive line backwards a little bit.
Loss of 5. 2nd and 15 now. Beecher with some time. Overthrown. Who wants it? About 3 people had their hands on it.
I was going to say, who didn't have a shot at it?
He was trying to hit Laird.
I think 2 Concord players and 1 Kannapolis player touched that one.
Laird was the original intended receiver, although that's not necessarily where it ends up, huh?
No, and a 3rd and long coming up. Both teams have been facing 3rd and long all night, and the Spiders got to get to the 45 here.
If you're a corner, a secondary guy, you don't want to get beat deep. These guys down linemen for Kannapolis on defense got to be salivating right now. Look at him in the backfield. Go flare out on the left side. Has some potential. Shaking tacklers and shaking some more down the sidelines. Here goes Cawthon. First down, Concord. Tarn Fisher kept him from the end zone.
Boy, I thought when he accelerated, Randy, he might go to the house that time. Nice recovery by Fisher to get him. But, Randy, they faked that rollout again to the right side, and then Beecher comes back left. Unexpected. And then off to the races goes Cawthon. He runs through a tackle here, but watch Fisher come up and get him.
Fisher ran him down. He showed us some speed to catch him all the way to the Wonder 35-yard line. I guess that's what you do. You want to get that ball out of the flat to your better athletes and see what happens. And we about saw it all happen there.
Well, they came totally back against the grain that time. Good call by the Concord coaches.
That brings the Concord fans, the rest of them, to their feet. From the I formation, Cawthon again running hard for about 4 this time off the left side before Travis Howie met him. Inside 2.5 minutes to go in the third period. About 10 more yards and you're definitely in field goal range here. Here's the play again. Look at that. Pretty good hole to run through. He got 4.
Well, remember now that the kicker is Frazier Colbreth, who was called up. They had the injury to Alex Quan, and Tobin Herlocker had been kicking for them, and now they've called up Colbreth, so we're not sure what kind of range he's got. We haven't seen him try a long one.
Monroe and Laird are the wideouts, but they'll stay on the ground, cutting to the left side, and Cawthon is taking it on his own shoulders. Actually, he took about 3 Wonders on his shoulders that time for the first down inside the Kannapolis 24-yard line, and this is their best drive since early in the ballgame.
Well, we talked about the Kannapolis defenders getting into the Concord backfield. Last 3 plays, the Spiders have sealed things up front and really opened up some nice lanes for Cawthon there.
Gibson in the backfield. Cawthon gets a well-deserved rest. He's responsible for really the majority of the carries, all the carries in this drive.
8 first downs for Concord, 9 for Kannapolis.
From the Wonder 24-yard line. Well, guess what? They were waiting on Gibson. No gain. Maybe a loss of about a half a yard that time.
Yeah, I think Garver was the first guy there, but Grant finished him.
And also, I think it was Quantrez Grant, number 7, who shot through, and then Garver finished him off. There's Grant
Garver
up top.
first and Grant finishes, yeah.
Loss of a yard. 70 seconds to go, third quarter, no score. 2 receivers to the top of your screen. On second, pass complete to the 21-yard line. Eric Laird, and he's put to the ground right at the 20. They'll have third down, and you can kind of go either way, the way that running game has come to life.
Yeah, remember Laird had, there you see Cole Ritha we were talking about earlier warming up on the sidelines, but Laird had a shot at a touchdown there right at the end of the first half. This time, he gets, well, he almost got behind the second guy.
Yeah.
He ran by 1, but 2 more were there.
Just outside the 20-yard line. 3rd and 5. Easy Smith and his coaches feel like they've got a drive going here. Beecher, play fake, pops it over the middle, and enters. Oh, well, I called that one too soon. Number 10 for Kannapolis. There's a flag, and that may be roughing the passer, and if it is, that's an automatic first down.
I think the guy who came in there and hit him, Randy, at the end might have been Grant. But they tried Lockovich there. Remember, he's got a touchdown catch in each of the first 4 games. That one a little high. Kannapolis almost intercepted, but then they knocked Beecher down.
Ryan Query had the ball momentarily, but forgot to tuck it away in the secondary. If he'd held on, I guess that would have nullified the penalty, so to speak. I'm not sure, but of course that was a...
Speaking of penalties, Randy, who would have thought this? Deep into the third quarter, Kannapolis 7 penalties for 75 yards. Concord 1 penalty, 15 yards.
From last week, didn't they?
Yeah.
First and goal, 10-yard line, 15 seconds left, third quarter. Single set, coming around the left side, brought down from behind. Lee Garver came busting through. Cawthon, who had checked back in after a breather. If he'd have got away from Garver, he might have had some room.
Let's see, was it Garver or Howie? I may have led you astray there, Randy. It was Howie. My mistake. I led you astray there.
At any rate, a loss of 5 as the third quarter has come to an end. 3 are in the books here at Bailey Stadium. Still nothing decided in the 73rd annual Concord Kannapolis football game. Plenty to cheer about here at Bailey Stadium tonight. As we said, goose eggs on the board. Concord trying to do something about it right now. It's still second down, a goal from the 15-yard line. A little shovel pass, and Kannapolis got a hold of number 6. That was Gibson, Cawthon, my apologies, and he had some room, maybe had the corner.
He may have gotten hit by one of his own guys there, Randy, at the end of that play. I'm wondering if Scott Jones may have bumped into him as he was a little off balance and knocked him down by mistake.
Think about it, if you're the defense for Kannapolis, you don't have as much field to cover when you get inside the 20-yard line, so that's going to help you somewhat. Now it's third down, just outside the 15-yard line. Beecher with a play from the sidelines. Who cares about paying for a seat? Nobody's using it right now.
That's right.
Out of the gun, Beecher. Under the gun, forced out of the pocket, pops it upfield, little short pass. Kannapolis' secondary is there, and they'll stop him really at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time. Balin Monroe with the catch, but about 4 white shirts in the vicinity.
Nothing really doing there. It's Darius Cawthon here, Randy, coming over.
Oh, excuse me, yeah.
And he grabs the ball, as you said, almost at the line of scrimmage and just nowhere to go. Look at all the white jerseys.
Now they'll bring in the field goal unit. Culbreth will try it. This will be from the right hash mark. They'll set it down at the 22-yard line. It'll be a 32-yard field goal attempt. Right hash mark, Beecher to hold. To try to give the Spiders the lead. Kick is up, and it will be left and off, a little short. Kannapolis' defense stiffens and holds amongst the thunderous crowd and roar across the fairway. There you see them. And you don't know where the stands end and the field, actually that's the bank. There are a few open bank spots left.
Yeah, we were talking about that at halftime, though. It's so steep over there on that bank, you about need some stakes in the ground to keep yourself from rolling down the hill.
Safety lines from Fear Factor, those guys use that.
Or a bungee cord.
Yeah. 10:24 to go in regulation. No score. Kannapolis at their own 20 will take over first down.
Well, there was a really good story this week, Randy, in the Cabarrus Neighbors that Joe Habina wrote, and he got together a lot of the players who have played in this game and were still around the area, lined them all up on the field. You got some names like Punchy Whitaker, Scott Irby,
Nick Alley,
Gordon Below, Harry Mills,
Charlie Reimer, Harry Mills, the Big H,
Gerald Hilton, Nick Maddox. It was just a great look back over the years at the game and what it's meant to the community, and a lot of those folks who played in the game are still living around here. And
well, you think of the even in our era here, the last 20 years, you had the Ethan Hortons, the Mike Mortons, the Nick Maddox, as you said, the Jimmy Hitchcocks, the
Natron Means.
He didn't play in the Bell game. Flags are down. Hitchcock, but
I'm just talking about
Andre
football
White
in general, yeah.
Had a few that went on into the pro ranks.
72, Roll
They're gonna work the flag out. No do-over. Because they go, huh? I'm glad.
See?
Oh well.
He's wondering about that deal.
Veteran coach, he's been through it a few times.
Second down 4.
Understand, check it out again here as you get the run, so they wave the flag off. It's going to bring up second and about 4?
4. Much to the delight of the Kannapolis offense, obviously. They will take 6 yards on a first down carry. Franklin with the play fake. All day to throw. Looking. He's got Peoples out of bounds at the Concord 45-yard line. You can't tell. Well, almost under the bench.
Yeah, they were landing in the dirt over there right near our senior intern Rob Stuck and Lanny Nunn. Now Peoples looks like he's been in a big game.
So the 2 6s on both sides, it don't matter. There's the guys with the dirt on their backs. Look at this.
Well, I thought Franklin may have held this one a beat too long.
Bam.
But he's
bam.
right on the money.
It's like they were in the speedy dry there.
He may have hit that thing, Randy.
Now we got a cramp. Obviously by one of the members of the Wonder football team. So an unofficial's timeout showing 9:41 to go in the 4th period. Back in just a moment.
After all these years, we finally get a bye, Doug. We've been begging for it for decades, and now we finally get a bye, Doug.
That's a picture's worth 1,000. What is it?
One of the Concord players just fell down and is in pain back there, Randy. I don't know what happened.
That's number 4, and that's Jamie Talbert, one of the defensive backs, and he is.
He was just standing there, and all of a sudden just fell down.
Russell was the injured wonder, and he had a severe cramp, so I'm not sure what's going on right now. This
much cooler weather than we've had lately.
They're just playing their hearts out right now. They're giving it all. They are putting it all out there on the field, leaving it all out there tonight.
Let's see if we can take a look at it again. Watch number 4 here. He's just minding his own business, and well, you can see it stiffen up there.
Man, this is hurting. So
he can't even put his foot down flat.
About the time they got Russell off the field, he's walking kind of crazy.
Oh, that's painful.
Yeah, these kids are just, well, like I said, it's not that humid. This is really football weather for the first time this year, but these kids are just laying it out on the line tonight. We will take a break again. Well, 9:41 to go here in the ballgame. back we are as Talbert goes out, but Eddie Brown, number 24, is his replacement. If you're Brandon Franklin, do you throw over toward his direction? Let's see, got a new guy in, but nope, they're going to go to the Peoples. He'll get to the Spider 39-yard line.
Pretty nice first down pickup there. Kannapolis has been doing that on this drive. They've been good on first down, and it really opens things up when you can have second and short and third and short. Watch the hole they open up here for Peoples.
77 did some serious moving, folks. That's Tony Norris, 177-pounder on that offensive line, and these guys never get all the credit on. Always the linemen never get a lot of the glory, so to speak. Franklin thought he saw something up the middle, and Concord ready and waiting, maybe a yard to the 38.
I think that was ready. Another case where Kegler was going to grab him and just sit down. Big old number 78 there. He saw Franklin coming by, just reached out and grabbed him and tried to sit out again. You know, you ain't dragging me.
I tell you what, this man needs to be the strongest man competition if he can take that guy and whip him around like a wet noodle.
Like a sumo wrestler.
Oh, man. Third down and 3. 8.5 to go. Fourth period. Franklin had some pressure in his face that time, trying to hit number 20, and that was William Preston.
I think Ligon was out there. He may have gotten a hand on that one, Randy, but Franklin had to get rid of it a little quicker than he wanted.
4th and 3. The Spider defense has held one time before.
They were thinking about going for it, Randy, but now they're going to punt it away.
Yeah, Meade is on.
See if they can pin Concord deep here.
Or do you go with a long count?
Yeah.
Try to draw them off sides. Or do we go with a fake punt? It's time for some trickery, folks.
It's getting down to it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's trickery time. There we go. There's the trick. The snap to the up guy, and that was Franklin,
who came out of his helmet.
And he got the first down. You got to look and see who's where. You know?
Yeah.
He was the up guy.
You got to know where he is all the time, Randy. He's so dangerous back there. And when you only need a few yards like that, and you got a kid like that back there, a fine athlete that he is, you're in good shape.
I failed to look and see if Meade acted like it was going over his head, or they always go through the act.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to.
Impression of you're getting the ball, but it worked. There's trick number 1 of the night. And Kannapolis will get a new set of downs to work with at the Concord 34-yard line. Peoples with the football, slants to the right. Still's trying to slant, breaks out of a tackle, and I didn't hear a whistle, and Peoples says, I'm going to go till I hear it, or they tell me to come back, and they're telling me to come back right now.
I think big old Sherman Cotham was over there, Randy, and Peoples couldn't find a way around him. He got behind big old 73, and the moon and the stars and the light stanchions and everything were blocked out. Watch him get trapped here. He can't get around Cotham. He's just too big. He can't go around him. There's no room.
That's a nice problem to have.
Yeah.
I believe I could draw it up. Get on a computer graphics machine. Okay, now listen, Jonathan. When Sherman gets in your way again, here's what you do. 2nd and 8. Franklin to the air. Little out, complete, slipping, and he'll go down at the 24-yard line. Josh Russell.
And he immediately grabs that leg again.
I believe that's in the, not the calf this year. It's the, well, you just don't know.
Check him out. He'll try to plant and go, and his feet just slip out from under him right there. Boy, if you just had a big cramp, that's got to hurt.
Oh, man. So the training stamp over there again, right on the spot, working on the calf muscle. And that young man has run a lot of miles tonight in this football game.
7:21 to go, Randy, but the way this one's going, we may get some free football out of this.
You never know. It'll be 3rd down when we come back. Josh Russell limping this time on the left foot.
Boy, it just hurts to watch him, doesn't it?
Second time in the last 4 plays that he's gone out with the cramps.
Yeah, that when he planted there and his feet just came out from under, you could tell that wasn't going to feel good.
Look like Edwards is in, number 2 as a receiver.
Now we got a 3rd and 1 coming up here for Kannapolis, and you got to wonder if this is another one of those situations where you just put it in Brandon Franklin's hands, and you got to wonder too, Randy, if they don't get it. They went for it before on the fake punt. Do you go for it on 4th and short here if you don't get it, or?
Oh, you're in 4-down territory right now. Yeah, it would be a 42-yarder if they kicked it from here.
Yeah, well, they let him try a, 46-yarder in the first quarter.
I got a feeling 3rd down and a yard, Franklin's going to call his own number. And he got more than that.
Yeah, just a big, strong quarterback, Randy. He just lowers his head and churns the legs and is able to fall forward for the first down.
So in this drive, they've converted a 4th down.
Watch him here. Look at that nice push.
Now, that's when you follow Sherman Coffin.
Yeah. And you don't care if you can't see around him because that means whoever's trying to catch you can't either.
Just fall on his back and go for the ride.
Yeah.
22-yard line. New set of sticks. New set of downs to work with here. Out of the gun. Back to tight end off, and they'll put him in motion to block. Here's Franklin, keeps it. He faked it to Peoples, got maybe a yard as the clock winding down. 2 things right now going through Ron Massey's head. Said, well, we're in field goal range. Let's see if we can milk this clock as much as we can and continue to move the ball.
A nice job by Blair Troutman there, the linebacker, Randy. Came up and forced Franklin to come back inside where he had help, where the Concord team had help. And it's really dangerous. He's dangerous up the middle, but he's really dangerous if you let him get around the end. And Coach Massey looks like he's a little upset.
Got a coach on the field there, too, with number 9. Clock showing now 6 minutes to go in the game. So we're getting down into that nail biting time. 2nd and 9 from the 21. Franklin with 3 wide receivers. They'll keep it next to best, go with the ground game, and that'll pick up about 4, maybe 5. As Peoples has done yeoman's work tonight in the trenches there. He's fighting all the big defensive guys, fighting his own offensive linemen.
Yeah, look at it there, fighting through, and a nice job to pull people his way at the end of that one.
Peoples averaging around 100 yards a game this season with 3 touchdowns rushing. Plus, he's a pretty good target in the receiving end, especially when Russell is not in there. 3rd down and 4 coming up. Fans on their feet. They fake it to Peoples. Here comes Franklin up the middle. Flags are down. That one might come back. But somebody had to be in motion on that one. Franklin knows it too, I believe.
Flag back in the line of scrimmage, Randy. I think it's going to be an illegal procedure.
Or hold, let's see. Yep, illegal procedure.
Wow. They're talking about the mistakes, Randy, is our keys. That's going to be 8 penalties for 80 yards now against the Wonders. Concord still with just the 1 penalty.
That one was called very early.
Yeah.
The flag's down now.
Yeah.
But that was pretty. Franklin said, well, I know it's coming back. He knew it.
Yeah, that's why he was about to punch the stanchion there when he went
Don't want
by.
to do that. If you've got to pick a field goal, I mean, we're going to have to go the other end. I don't know if we got all night to put that thing back up. A loss back to the 21-yard line. It's now a critical 3rd down for the Wonders. 3rd and 9. Peoples with pressure dumps it out. Excuse me, Franklin dumps it out to Peoples, and he's nailed back at the 25-yard line. A flag down, looked to be down in the secondary of Concord, now on the 10-yard line, Woody.
That could be interesting if it's an interference call.
Kannapolis is saying somebody held down there. Some of the players, that is. Now Mr. Adden, our referee, about ready to make that call here with 4:45 left in the 4th period.
Well, they're having a long discussion about it, aren't they?
And obviously, they're discussing maybe the options that Kannapolis has. And Coach Massey,
He wants the penalty.
let's go that way, guys. Actually, you ever see that many? Everybody's listening in now. The Concord. So we're gonna have a representative here.
Coach Smith waiting to see what they're going to come up with. Now they're about to make the call. It is a hold against Concord. And was that 2? Or was that just the signal again?
I think he did the preliminary and the regular call, but why would he? Easy Smith saying, who did it?
He's not too happy about the call either because they really had Kannapolis stacked up on the play.
And it moves the ball down to the 15-yard line. So it will be 3rd down and about 3.
I think he is saying 2 holds.
They need to get to the 12.
And now
with that, a timeout has been called by the Wonders. 4:41 to go in the 4th period. No score at Bailey Stadium. We got a good one going, folks.
Yeah, well, now we're definitely in Sherrill's range here, Randy. If they're going to let him try from 46, you'd have to think they're letting him try from here. And, you know, getting down this late in the game, as you mentioned, you're not going to have too many more opportunities, so you don't want to do anything exceptionally risky that could turn into a turnover and wipe out your chance to get at least 3, which is why Kannapolis has stayed on the ground quite a bit here as they've gotten deeper into Concord territory.
For Kannapolis, you're wishing maybe that clock would go away a lot quicker because you don't want to leave, if you do are fortunate enough to come away with some points, field goal or a touchdown, you don't want to leave Concord with a lot of time to do anything with a football because they can do it in a hurry.
Seems like this is the longest either team has had the ball all night, doesn't it?
This drive began about 3 days ago, I think.
12.
It seems a long time.
12 first downs for Kannapolis, 8 for Concord.
Whatever has been said has been said. Now it's time to execute. 3rd down and 3 at the 15. Franklin spinning will be stopped short at about the 14. Concord coming up.
Well, depending on the spot, it's going to be a big decision here. If it's 4th and real short, you might go. If it's about 2 or 3, you might bring Sherrill on.
Look like Taylor Colson in on the tackle. There he is, down below number 68. As we said earlier, had a chance to talk to his dad, and
here they come. They're kicking, I think.
Yep. Got Meade in to hold. Garrett Sherrill will put it down at about the 21-yard line straight away. 31-yard field goal attempt to give the Wonders the lead. High snap, they bring it down. The kick, it's way long enough, and it is good.
But he got all of that one.
That one could have went maybe 51 yards.
Well, that leaves 3:55 to go for Tommy Beecher and the Concord Spiders.
Great job by Andrew Meade to bring that high snap down and get it there. We will step away. The Wonder kickoff coming up. Randy Whitley along with Woody Kane, Steve Gantt, the entire Metro 7 production staff. And what has been one of the epic Kannapolis Concord games, since we still have 3:55 in this game, that's an eternity. Kannapolis has jumped out on top 3-0. Garrett Sherrill kicks it short. End over end at about the 11-yard line. There will be a Concord return. And coming up the center of the field, great yardage out across the 30, up near the 35-yard line. That guy's done it all night long. That is Mr. Coffin. He and Mulligan are dangerous return guys.
And he darn near got more than that, Randy. A couple more steps and he'd still be running. Check him out here, coming right at you. Right there, he finds the seam, but nice tackle at the end of that play. Looked like it was Allsbrooks who got him.
Keep in mind, Concord doesn't need a touchdown to send this one into overtime. They just need to get close enough to try to have a shot at a field goal.
And I think they've got all their timeouts left, right?
I believe you're right. They'll have trips to the top. Out of the gun, Tommy Beecher on first down from the 33. Rolls to buy some time. Has time. Upfield. Complete midfield. Out of bounds. That will stop the clock. Making the catch is Coffin.
He also had Monroe back there open too, Randy. As he had a couple to choose from and got some nice blocking in the backfield that time to help him pick up that left side of the line here, the way they want to roll him out left.
Look at the cool. Man, he's Jay Cool, isn't he?
He had good protection that time.
17 yards on the reception. That play only took 15 seconds. First out at midfield. Beecher will keep it. Got a couple.
He was pulling somebody along like a water skier there. Who was it? Was it Hip Hill?
Yeah, the Hip Hill. 99. That wasn't a water skier he was pulling. That was the boat.
Yeah, watch this.
Look at it. That's the boat. That's the dock he's pulling.
Suddenly, Tommy Beecher's jersey's about 15 yards long.
It's not a tearaway, but it could be a stretch of lot.
Yeah.
Nearing the 3-minute mark. It's second down and 8 at the Wonder 48-yard line. Single set. Under center this time is Beecher. Pressure coming. Dumps it upfield. Complete. Receiver at the Wonder 43-yard line. And it's going to be Mulligan. Looks like the Wonder defensive backs are backing off a little bit and giving them maybe that 4 or I should say 5 to 7 yard stuff, but not letting them get beat deep.
Great job that time by Tommy Beecher, Randy. Watch the pressure, and he'll leap over it and fire that ball downfield.
Once again, cool as a cucumber, and it'll get it actually the 42-yard line. So third down and 2. Clock running. Now 2.5 minutes left. Fans in the stadium been on their feet the entire second half, it seems like. Quick toss, short side of the field, looking for some room. I think he's going to have it. No, they say he stepped out at the 41-yard line.
Oh, awful close there. The Concord sidelines wanting a face mask. But I don't think I think they just hit the face mask. I don't think anybody pulled it. Let's take a look here again as Cawthon comes right into your living room. Well, maybe they did. It was...
Cawthon said, that way tackle me, I'm coming back in bounds. But,
well, this might be the play of the game here, Randy.
Listen to the fans. Fourth down and a short yard. 2:16 to go in the game. 3-0. Kannapolis on top. This is the game for Concord. They need a first down. Beecher under center. Kannapolis loading up the line, and I think that's what Concord wanted to take a look at. They call a timeout. We'll keep it right here as E.Z. Smith has intense coaching right now after 24 years, as he was his first year and as he was when he played in this game. Especially coming down that hill on a Friday night, it's special. It's just something special. You cannot describe it to anybody who's never experienced it.
And speaking of E.Z. Smith and being here a long time, that piece we told you about that's going to come up at the end of our game tonight, there's some long time ago looks at E.Z. Smith there that the fans will get a kick out of.
What is that little thing, a warning on your rearview mirror or side mirror? Warning, objects appear younger than they really are.
Well, do you let Tommy Beecher keep it here and try and sneak for the yard, or they're emptying out the backfield? Look at this.
Well,
they're 1, 2,
3. He's got 5 receivers. You got to have 5 guys on the line of scrimmage to make it legal.
How about this?
Well, it's all or nothing. Let's see what they come up with. Fourth down and a long yard. Beecher looking, throwing, complete. Laird. He might be gone. Touchdown, Concord.
What a gutsy call, Randy. 4th and 1. Instead of running it right up the middle, you put your quarterback back there who's been cool as a cucumber on this drive, as you said, and let him find Laird. Wow.
And Laird with a great move after he made the catch. Shook the defender. They spread Kannapolis out. They had 5 receivers in the pattern, as you said, emptied the backfield. Now a big, important extra point here, Woody. It's a 6-3 game. Culbert to attempt. Snap, spot, penalty markers are down. The kick is good, but we'll wait and see what referee Mr. Adam has to say about it. Kannapolis may have been offsides. 41 yards on the touchdown pass, and it came with 2:08 to go in the game. No, it's going to go against Concord, Woody. That penalty.
Yeah, it's going to back them up and make them try that thing again. And you're right, Randy. This is big because we've seen Garrett Sherrill has some excellent range. A field goal would tie it if they don't get this extra point. And this is going to be a substantial field goal attempt here.
Yeah, it will be. That was only a 5-yard penalty, but 5 yards is 5 yards. I don't care.
Yeah.
This will be actually a 25-yard extra point, but the angle is good. It's straight away. Beecher to hold, Culbert to attempt it. Snap, spot, kick is up. It's partially blocked. And of course, you cannot advance the extra point. And it looked like Taryn Fisher got through and knocked it down. That could be really big. 2:08 to go in the ball game. 6-3, Concord back on top. What were you saying while we were away? That man right there talking about how he has coached this game and the gutsy call that got him a touchdown.
Sure was. I mean, the safe play, Randy, is just punch it up in there and see if you can get a yard up the middle and push him back. Instead, he puts the ball in the hands of his young quarterback, empty backfield, and says, make a play, son, and he does. A lot of confidence in Beecher.
Yeah, it's only the biggest game of your life, son. Don't worry about it. A short kick. And Kannapolis will get decent field position. Somebody hurdling the pile. Chris Frey jumped on top for the ride. And Artis Butler, I'm not sure. Yeah, he's up now. He was way under there.
Eddie Brown in on that one as well, Randy. Remember, he came on when Talbert went down with the cramp, but Talbert's back out there now.
Well, if this is going to be the Time Warner swan song as far as the game is concerned, I think we're giving them a pretty good show here.
Yeah, we got a good one.
First down at the 41. Brandon Franklin and the Wonders trying to come back. They're going for the whole ball. Wax and open, complete inside the 20-yard line, inside the 15. Josh Russell, a victim of the cramps earlier, has come back, and the Wonders, Woody, are in field goal range.
Kiwanis,
1:55 to go.
Kiwanis Robinson on the coverage here, and Franklin shows you what kind of a gun he's got ready. This thing flies down the field, and he had gotten 2-3 steps away from Robinson there, and now inside, 2 minutes to go.
Now Kannapolis at the 13-yard line. Franklin drops it, gets away from one man, and will take one for the team. I'm not sure where they're going to spot his progress. He got back to the line of scrimmage, but Franklin didn't even throw that one hard either.
That was, what, a 47-yard completion?
That's wow. 50-something yards in the air. He's probably got another 15 yards in reserve tank. Second and 10, no gain on the play. Franklin again looking. Got all day. Now he'll go to the end zone, and this one out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. I think he just tried to throw that one away, throw it up for grabs, and if anybody's going to catch it, it would have been Russell.
Yeah, going to be his guy.
Well, Wonders down to third down and 10 now, with 1:15 to go. You know, this is, people get their money's worth.
Yeah, watch him again. He's looking over here to the left, now comes back right and realizes nothing's there. I think you're right, Randy. He's just getting rid of it.
Well, he's got 4 receivers this time. And one guy in the backfield to block. That's Peoples. And Peoples will have it on 3rd and 10. Not a bad call if you catch him napping. He'll get inside the 10, down near the 8-yard line. Now it's going to be 4th and 3 with 1:05 to go.
Well, this is why the coaches get the big bucks here, Randy. As you look at Peoples going up there, look at big old Coughlin just pushing people out of the way. You almost have to go for the 3, don't you?
I would think to get it into overtime. Well, 4th and 5. I said 4th and 3.
Now, remember, in the last game that Kannapolis had, they had a week off last week. They went for 2 at the end of that game, and Coach Massey, some people criticize him for it, but you want to show confidence in your team, especially early in the season in your non-conference season, because that will pay dividends for you down the road.
Well, the thing I was reading is the players
wanted to go, yeah.
And they just may have talked him into doing it again.
Wow.
We don't know.
No, here comes Sherrill. He's out there. Oh, look at that. They can't watch.
Man, oh, man, is this game full of drama.
My goodness, Randy.
People are going to be leaving this game saying, I'm going to pay you $5 more. I got more than my money's worth. This will be a 25-yard field goal attempt for the tie. Snap, spot, kick, up. Long enough, and it's over. Not by much. We are tied at 6 with exactly 1 minute to go in regulation.
My goodness.
Holy smolies.
Well, we might be getting some free football out of it, Randy.
Sherrill's going, I wanted to show you my short. That was a sand wedge. I didn't want to take the driver out.
So a 32-yarder for Sherrill, a 25-yarder for Sherrill, and this from 46.
This one just did not.
Close.
I knew it. There was a reason. I knew there was a reason.
He's almost full.
Oh, man. It's full enough for me.
Yeah.
6-6. 1 minute to go. Sherrill. Wow. Now, he took the driver out there. Back into the end zone. That is a muff, so they'll bring it back on the 20. Easy Smith, do you try to get something quick here? 15, 20 yards if anything breaks up, and if not, do you play it next to best?
Well, you wonder, Randy, what kind of range Colbreth has. We saw he had the 25-yarder that was an extra point block there. But remember, Concord used one of their timeouts. They've only got 2 left here now in 1 minute to go 80 yards.
This was a scoreless game until what, about 4 minutes to go. Kannapolis kicked the field goal. Concord comes back on a 4th and 1 empty backfield, 41-yard touchdown, missed the extra point, actually was blocked. Kannapolis puts together a drive, tie it up. Now here's Concord again. Mulligan hit. How did he hold on? At the 35-yard line, first down Spiders. And that one's going to hurt now and forevermore.
That makes my teeth hurt. Ryan Query just came up and really stunned him at the end. Watch this hit. Oh, my goodness. That's how you get your innards rearranged.
Wow. Spiders, no huddle. Beecher, hit as he throws. Going deep to Laird. He has got it. Inside the 20-yard line, double coverage, too.
My goodness, Randy, and Tommy Beecher started to take off on that one, and he realized he had Laird going downfield and just fired it. What a pass.
Easy Smith says, heck with overtime. Let's go with the no huddle. 39.4 seconds to go. It's first down at 10 at the Wonder 20-yard line. Empty backfield for Beecher, and
the officials have stopped it. I don't know why.
Maybe this game's getting too hectic for them.
They need to take a break.
Timeout has been called by the Wonders. They want to regroup on defense. You're right. 34.7 seconds to go in regulation. We're tied at 6. Easy Smith circling his troops. So much for playing it next to best. They're running the clock out and going to overtime. 45-yard pass play has set them up at the 20-yard line. First down at 10. And still plenty of time. 34.7. That's an eternity for Tommy Beecher and company. Kannapolis has just tied the game. It's seesawed back and forth here in the final 3.5 minutes. Here we get a Mulligan on the end around, and he breaks a tackle. Got some blocking. Flags are down. Mulligan scoots to about the 13-yard line, but had to be a hold in there somewhere, would he?
Well, the flag is back at about the 25-yard line, back in the backfield, and you're right.
Yeah, there's the hold call. So that more, I guess it's bad to get it called anytime, but that's going to push him out of field goal range.
Hey, you want to talk about mistakes, Randy? Sometimes it's not the quantity.
It's
the quality, it's the quantity. Yeah, right now is a bad time.
They step it off back to the 35-yard line. So now, if you can't gain any more, you got to kick it. It'll be a 52-yard field goal attempt. I don't think Culprit's got that range.
8 penalties for 80 yards for Kannapolis, 3 penalties, 30 yards for the Wonders.
Beecher trying to get them closer, and this one will be incomplete, almost intercepted, and almost caught. And nobody more upset on the field than that guy, Donnell Colcall.
That looked like it was going to be a tug of war back there, Randy. He had, back on the coverage, looked like Andre Robinson for the Wonders, but they were just kind of they were just kind of in a wrestling match for it.
13.2 seconds to go. If you're Concord, you may want to try one more shot at the end zone, or maybe just try to get 10 more yards and give you a chance, at least a halfway shot at a field goal. Or does he go for the whole ball of wax? Nope, over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. Almost intercepted. Trying to hit, look like...
I think it was Laird again he was going after, but Mingo came through and almost had the pick there, number 17.
And Darius Cawthon also had a shot at it.
Yeah, one of the Wonders got a hand on that before it got there.
8 seconds exactly to go. We'll keep it right here as it's 3rd and 25 at the 35-yard line.
My goodness. How long has it been since the Bell game has gone into overtime? You remember?
Well, I did not bring... I don't think it's ever been an overtime I've been involved with.
I don't remember one, but
there have been years ago they didn't used to play overtime, so they had 4 scoreless ties. I remember that in the series. And this comes down as one of those epic jobs.
My goodness, Randy, this has just been about as spectacular a game as you can ask for. We talked about the kicking game being key. In the first half, that manifested itself in the nice punts by Beecher. In the second half, it manifested itself with the field goals from Garrett Sherrill. We talked about mistakes. Both teams have had a turnover. Both teams have had penalties at crucial times.
Right now, if you're Kannapolis, you do not want to get beat deep. That's what Beecher's going to be looking at. End zone. Trips to the top. 8 seconds to go. Going over the middle this time. He's got Mulligan. Open. Reverses field. He's to the 15. Down to about the 12. Short of the first down. Time will run out. And we, folks, are going to a overtime. Hey, Kannapolis Concord, if that's not enough for you, 2.5 hours later, you've been here since last Wednesday. We got free football.
Yeah.
They will have a cooling off session, and we will meet at the center of the field for the explanation of the overtime and the coin toss when we come back. Walters and Garver, along with, they are the captain's pick here for the overtime toss. Let's go field side right now.
Thank you. Okay, Coach Smith, your game. Players, great game, okay? All right, guys, y'all playing good sportsmanship all around, coaches and players and fans, okay? Kannapolis, y'all ran out of timeouts. We give you 1 timeout each overtime period, so you have 1 timeout, okay? You had 1, Coach Smith. We give you another one. You have 2. You use 1 or you lose it, okay? All right. You want to call it? It's a head. That's a tail.
Call heads.
Heads. You called it heads? It's a tail. You want to play defense. Which end of the field do you want to play at?
We won't play down here.
Okay. You turn your back that way, Coach. You turn your back this way. Somebody got a ball. First down for White. Okay, guys, shake hands. 1 minute, and then we get...
You know, Randy, it's always a bad sign in a football game when a referee goes, does somebody have a ball?
No, where'd I put that thing?
Yeah, we're going to be needing it here in a minute.
It might be here for a while.
Yeah.
But Concord won the toss, and they elected to play defense. Usually, that's the call in overtime because you want to see
what you got to be. Yeah.
And if it may not have to be a touchdown, it could be a field goal.
I was getting a little worried there for a moment, Randy. They almost started the coin toss in the middle of the field ceremonies without our microphone man, Lanny Nunn. But at the last moment, he streaked out there with blinding speed and held the microphone so you could hear what was going on out there. Lanny's been the guy who marches out there with the microphone all these years so you can hear the opening.
His picture's probably been on more TV coverage than anywhere in the world.
He's still huffing and puffing. He had to run a good 20, 30 yards on that one.
Well, the thing about Lanny is, it wasn't in his contract. He was supposed to do the Bell game, but not overtime.
That's
so
right.
We had to renegotiate it very quickly.
Well, 4 plays from the 10. Here we go.
And Kannapolis, after, I guess it's been about 5 minutes here, we'll send Peoples in motion. He'll get the handoff, and Peoples will get about 5, 6, 7, 8. How about no signal? They got about 9 yards on that one.
Yeah, he's darn close, Randy.
You talk about, that's the key. The coaches say what you can get on first down at overtime, and
he just kept going and going.
Nobody picked him up.
Did a nice job of following his blocks. Watch him there. He doesn't try to bust it out here, but take a look at the play from the 1.
At the 1 yard line, second down and goal. Again, Peoples in motion. They'll hand off this time off the right side. Touchdown Wonders. It was Artis Butler carrying it in, and the Wonders have broken out on top here in overtime number 1.
Well, makes it 12-6 now, and a big extra point coming up here.
And keep in mind, a big extra point is why we are here.
Yeah.
Kannapolis with 2 field goals. Concord with a touchdown and a blocked extra point. Sherrill has scored 6 points tonight. We'll try to make it 7. And he does. Wonders jump out on top 13-6 in overtime. And now Concord, who elected to play defense to start the overtime, definitely knows what they got to be. Of course, they've got the option. If they score, they can go for 2.
They really can, Randy. And after the trouble they've had with the extra points, you know, we've seen them go for 2 weeks now. Not because they were trying to add points or anything, but they had guys being injured. They had some trouble in the kicking game, and they just felt like they needed to go for 2. So we might see it.
Well, I know this is our last game, last hoorah and swan song, but couldn't ask for a better game to do, would he, as we see the touchdown again. And Butler just going off the right side, following behind Coughlin and company, but, you know, they made a decision not to do any more games. I mean, hey, we may not ever get through with this one.
Yeah, that's all right. We can stay for a while.
Have to send Stevie out for some reinforcements. I see some donuts over there. We're going to scoff them up in a little bit.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, Beecher and company with their chance here in overtime. Single set. Uh-oh. And we got moving. That's going to help Concord's cause. That'll cost you 5.
Travis Howie jumped across there, and you don't get the option of going back without touching anybody here in high school.
Well, you can't really fault a kid for making a penalty for being aggressive like that.
But how about we talked about mistakes, Randy, and now Concord's going to get it 1st and 5.
Yep, that's kind of make it a little sweeter here. And the guy in the backfield, Jeremiah Coughlin, had a heck of a game. He'll get a call. The toss around the left side and busting folks down to about the 2. Flag is down.
That might be a hold.
And if so, that is
another big mistake. You know, Concord has gone the whole game without getting very many penalties, Randy, but then they come up with 2 crucial ones here late. One costs them an extra point, and one's going to back them up a good bit here. So they go from 1st and 5 to what, 1st and 15 or more?
Now they're going to penalize it back to the 18-yard line, Woody.
Wow.
That's from the actually from the point of the foul.
Getting up a little bit slowly there for Concord is Coughlin.
Yeah, I believe he's going to.
But now you remember, you can't pick up the 1st down.
Right. Keep an eye on Laird. He is split out of your picture as the big wide receiver. Beecher, though, going short side, dumps it upfield, and the receiver, that was Lokovich, his tight end, who turned in, and he threw it to the out.
He got tangled up with his coverage there and he never turned his head to look up for the ball that time. But remember, Lokovich has caught a touchdown in each of the first 4 games, so a favorite target of Beecher down here in the red zone.
Actually, Lokovich was there, as far as catching is concerned, led the whole team in 8 catches coming into tonight's game. Of course, you've got a guy named Eric Laird. He's made some big ones. He's only scored 2 touchdowns on the year, and that last one was the biggest one in his career. 2nd down. Beecher will roll it. Fires at the last minute, a little short. Pressure from Kannapolis from the backside may have forced Tommy to let go of it a little soon.
I think Quantrez Grant, Randy, may have started to wrap Beecher up, and he couldn't step and get anything on that one. And getting up a little slowly is Taron Fisher. Take a look again and watch Grant come up here and be all over Beecher as he tries to throw. Yeah, see, he couldn't get anything on that one because he had somebody hanging on him.
Now it is 3rd down, and Easy Smith is on the field. Concord is called. They have 2 timeouts. Can't save them. So let's see what's all going to be about here as the play of the game perhaps coming up. A field goal will not do Concord any good. They need at least a touchdown and at least an extra point to send it into overtime number 2.
Well, if you're Kannapolis, the guy you got to watch, as you mentioned, Randy, is Laird. He has really come alive here in the second half. 2 big catches to get Concord in position. That one at the end didn't produce points, and that's why we're in overtime. But he's come alive here in the second half. So if you're Kannapolis, you're going to be all over him. The guy who might find some room is Lakovich here.
Yep. Keep in mind, nobody scored in this game with 4 minutes to go in regulation in the fourth quarter. And it was a 3-0 score. Concord came roaring back with a touchdown. Kannapolis came roaring back with a tying field goal. And here we are in overtime. Kannapolis has scored first. Concord got their work cut out for him here on third down for the 18. Pressure coming, going deep, and it is going to be complete.
He's in.
He got in there, right at the goal line. That is Cawthon.
He just limped off a while ago, remember?
Yeah.
Was it Cawthon? Yeah, it was Cawthon. He just limped off a while ago holding his back, and now he comes back to make a huge play.
We said never any doubt about it.
But now, the biggest play of the game, if you're Kannapolis, do you call that lone timeout to ice him? Watch it here.
Talk about clutch from Beecher. That's 2 passes tonight, right there at the goal line. The ball just has to break the play, not
necessarily the player, and they do. Kannapolis takes a timeout to ice him.
Well, you got one, you might as well use it. We can't save them until next week, and they're not good for free admission to the fair. Fraser Cobra is the kicker.
And just remember, Randy, a couple of weeks ago, he's just been called up because of the injury problem that they've had, and had a miss on a 25-yard extra point that wound up being the difference that sent us into overtime. The penalty pushed him way back.
Of course, that was partially blocked. So.
Yeah, it's the kick of his young career here.
I look around this amphitheater of sports here, and up on the banks up there are people.
And just all of them standing up, Randy. Nobody in here's using their seats at all.
This to tie. If not, the Wonders will retain the bell for another year. I don't want the pressure. I can't even look.
He's ready.
Kickers are a different breed.
Yep.
Colberth ready. Snap, spot, kick on its way, and it is off to the left. No good. And the Wonders have retained the victory bell for 2003.
My goodness.
As great a feeling, the celebration on the sidelines for the Wonders. The exact opposite on the field for the Concord Spiders. It comes down to an extra point attempt. And the first guy out to console him, of course, Easy Smith. What a game. So the bell will go back to Kannapolis for another year. Concord suffers their first loss of the 2003 season. In overtime tonight, the final score 13-12. Kannapolis' record now even at 2-2. We'll go down to see if we catch Coach Ron Massey in just a minute. There you see it, the final score tonight in overtime, 13-12. Kannapolis a winner over Concord. Let's go field side. Here's Woody.
Okay, thanks, Randy. Well, Coach Massey, both these teams come in here putting up a lot of points, but we get down about 4 minutes to go, and nobody scored yet. What were you thinking about then?
Well, you know, you saw a great football game. I'm going to tell you, you guys had a heck of a game to go out on. I take my hats off to the kids from Concord and their coaching staff. You know, they played their tails off. They were well prepared. They played their hearts out. I love it for our kids because we've experienced 2 close losses. And, you know, this was a character builder for us, obviously. So, you know, they hung in there. They did a great job under pressure. Both teams made big plays, you know. I mean, we made a big play. They turn around and make a big play. Competition at its best tonight for high school football. I hope these fans and everybody watching this thing on cable will appreciate the effort that all these kids gave out here tonight. You know, as far as Kannapolis is concerned, it's a big victory for us going into the conference. That football team, I know will go well. They'll be in the conference. We may get to see them again in the playoffs. I hope so. But this is just something special. I mean, you know, this is what kids play for, to have a football game with this atmosphere and play tonight. you guys, we appreciate everything you've done covering high school football and what it's meant to the kids and the community and everything.
We appreciate it too, Coach. But man, it was a thriller, no doubt. But you talked about the big plays at the end of the game. What were you telling your guys when they get 4th and 2 and empty the backfield?
Well, they made the play, to score, go up 6-3, and fortunately we got a penalty and then we blocked the extra point. Then we turn around, it looks bad. We get good field position on the kickoff, and all night long we were one step away from hitting a long ball, and we finally hit one. Brandon came through and threw a great ball. I can't say enough about Garrett Sherrill coming through under pressure. His kicking, just the whole team. Our defense played outstanding. I thought the first half was just a tremendous defensive effort. In the third quarter, we had some breakdowns in the secondary, but a lot of that breakdown was Tommy Beecher doing a great job at quarterback, finding receivers and then making plays. So, like I said, it's just a great football game. I don't know. You can't point out one thing in this game. Two well-coached teams that played hard and played great and left it all on the field.
Indeed it was, Coach. What a thriller. Congratulations and thanks for all your support over the years, and good luck to you guys next week.
I hope somebody will pull us through, and you guys will see you in the playoffs somewhere down the road, okay?
I hope so too. Thanks a lot, Coach. Okay, Randy, let's go back up to you for a look at some of those final numbers.
Final numbers indeed. I tell you what, the stats, Steve Gant, you couldn't get much closer on the first downs there. You see the rushing, Kannapolis, obviously the advantage in that department. And then passing, well, Tommy Beecher, what can you say? What can you say about, other than what Coach Massey has already said? The evenness and the total yards and really no turnovers in the second half. Penalties almost cost this team, almost cost that team. But in the end, like you said, we could ask for a better finish to a ball game in overtime and the bell game of all games. Probably one of the best ones I've ever seen, and I've seen quite a few in my time. 13-12, the final score. The Wonders will take that victory bell back to K-Town. I don't guess they'll have to paint it again. It'll stay green and white for another year. Back with some closing comments from the gang in just a moment. Welcome back to Bailey Stadium for some closing comments, and a guy who's probably older than Cable, who's been with us about as long as I have. Steve Gant, some final words on what has been a lot of fun over the years.
Well, Randy, I got a late start. You're the senior here on the ball team and our crew, but 18 years for me. We've been from Chapel Hill several times, all the way to Franklin, North Carolina. What a trip that was! But if it's got to end, tonight was a great way to end it. Guys, we've been together 260 some ball games, 260 some Friday nights. It's been a great ride.
What else can a statistician and floor manager figure out? At how many games? I mean, that might be the question of the century.
I'd hate to have to go back and single out one individual game or one best game. Tonight would be a close one. It would be close to one of the best.
Well, hey, we enjoyed the job. Thank you, and hey, we'll see you down the road.
Like I said, it's been fun, and I don't think we're through yet.
You want to go play golf tomorrow?
I'm ready.
Okay. Steve Gant, 18 years. I've been here 20. Here's a guy that's been here 10 years.
That's just on the air. All right.
Just on the air. Well, you may be older than Cable. Some final comments, Woods.
Oh, it's just sad to see it end, but it's great to hear all the coaches and all the support from them and the players and the families. We really appreciate everybody who's shook our hands, patted us on the back, and said thanks for all the years, all the football games that we've covered. Steve mentioned some 260 games. It's just great to see what these kids go through every week and in the off season, and just be a part of that intense competition for guys who are out here because they want to be, not because they're playing for the big contract or that kind of thing. It's the last pure form of sports left, and I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. And you in with this threesome in the golf match?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. And for me, been here, the joy has been, I've had the easiest job. The guys behind the scenes, the camera guys from Rob to Doug to Lanny, Jim, you're going to see a piece that he did a few minutes ago. Well, actually, it took him more than that. But anyway, a great job, Jim. And that'll kind of sum up the way we feel here at Time Warner. There's the camera, guys.
Duly camera.
Yes, sir. But anyway, we want to share some of those memories over the last 22 years. And hey, meet us at the golf course, 9 o'clock tee-off time. For everybody here at Metro 7, thanks for being with us. We had a great ride, and it was the great times of our life.
18, Concord, Kannapolis.
Hi everyone, I'm Randy Whitley. Welcome once again. It's week number 6 of Headliners 1987. We are live here on a Wednesday night. And
another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. But in the end that's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end that's right. I hope you had the time of your life.